1, prepare.
We're not prepared.
Check that off the list. 2, stay sober.
Not happening.
Welcome to the best kind of worst.
No one fucking cares.
Everyone cares.
Who?
I care.
Dick suck.
So there I am in the parking lot. Underwear and a guinea.
Hang out in the backseat of a 7-Eleven.
It's animal!
We might die.
So you want to talk about those lesbians?
We need a Bay update.
I slept on the fucking tile!
Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 3, the best kind of worst. I didn't think we were going to get here.
I wasn't sure.
I didn't think we were going to get at a number 1. I hate the sound of my voice.
Yeah, well, nobody really likes it.
I think we got in a real good groove last week, though. And we
Got a groove going.
We hope to build on that. We got 2 good brothers here. And we got he's on the precipice of being a good brother. We got our resident Lightning and NHL expert, Dick.
Hello.
He's gonna be a little gun shy here.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a little gun shy here. He's trying to get warmed up.
You want a fucking shotgun? I'll give you a fucking shotgun.
Well, that didn't take long.
All right, it's getting good. Getting ready.
So, how was your week, brother?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Obviously, we updated everybody last week on me deciding to quit my job. So I'm still there, obviously. Give it a little notice. I've got another week and a couple days due to holiday circumstances.
What holiday?
Memorial Day.
Oh, people celebrate that?
Next Monday. Yeah, so I get that off. That's one of the holidays. If I get it off, it's a real holiday.
Oh, shit.
I don't get many holidays off. So
I only know the real holidays. 4th of July, Arbor Day.
yeah.
That's all I
Groundhog
got.
Day.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I understand.
But that brings me to my first question.
Okay.
It's something I thought about in the car here. So,
Yes.
in my life, I have worked 2 legal jobs. I've had a plethora of illegal jobs. I don't think we need to discuss illegal jobs. I think everyone gets it.
Okay.
In my 2 legal jobs, when I put my 2 weeks in,
Yep.
it wasn't, there was no animosity. I didn't leave in bad terms. I left in good terms. It was a formality
right
that I
way
was
to do it,
leaving.
yeah.
No, it was a formality.
Yes.
Like everyone knew I was leaving, right?
It was happening.
I've never put my 2 weeks in and had a little bit of contention, I would say.
Uh-huh.
When you put your 2 weeks in and you're at I don't want to say disagreement, but you and your boss are just on 2 different pages.
Yes.
How does that work? I mean, there has to be a level of awkwardness.
There was at first. It's now become...
And that was Dick for a little bit of the podcast.
And Dick just throwing it out there.
Yeah, he gave a little bit to the podcast. Feeling left out.
Yeah, he wanted to join in. So there was a little bit of that to begin with. But it's actually turned into quite a positive thing at the office. Things are changing quickly, and trying to figure out how to put this without giving away certain things. You know what I mean? Like
I walked in today. I walked into the best kind of worst studio today.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I said, I got a question for you. I'm not going to tell you what it is prior. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it because I know you're going to set me up for it.
Yeah.
And you kind of did. And I wanted to put you on the spot because I wanted you to be, organic with this answer.
Yeah. And
because I thought about it and I go, man, if I was in his shoes, when I was driving over, I was thinking to myself, if I was in his shoes, me, I don't have much of a filter.
No.
Like if my boss and I put my 2 weeks in and we're kind of on different pages.
Yep.
He kind of looked at me the wrong way. I'd probably go tell him to go get screwed real quick, right? 2 weeks out the door, he's telling me I'm fired now, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, it was an
there was definitely.
I put myself in your shoes for a second. I was like, man, that's an interesting question.
There's definitely a little bit of that, but there's been a lot of that wanna, tell you to go fuck yourself since I've been there.
Yeah.
So, from time, hey, nobody's going to like their boss all the time, right? So it was a little weird at first, but we've actually turned it into a pretty positive thing. I'm actually still going to be doing some work with the company, in a sense, a freelance type thing. and it seems like it's actually going to work out pretty good. Yeah, actually, it was a positive thing for me to begin with. He didn't take it so well at first, but now that we've gone through a little over a week now since we talked, it's going pretty good actually. Better than expected. I'll have to say that. Better than expected.
Oh, that's excellent. Anything else going on this week?
No, honestly, that's it. It's really just been getting everything set for my departure.
Excellent.
So pretty easy week, I guess. Little less stressful than I've been dealing with the last couple of years.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I don't think I've ever seen good brother Oli so stressed out.
Oh God.
I don't think I've ever seen him stressed out in general, because I think you and I we're pretty even keel. It takes a lot to really fuck up my day.
Yeah, we're pretty even.
Yeah. You know, if we ever get really high strung, it's usually over something stupid, and we're just being funny half the time. But to come over and just last week and to see how stressed out you were,
2 weeks ago.
Like, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. I was like, whoa.
I don't know. I just got Dick throwing questions at me on the
he's walking around.
He's throwing sidebars at me. Sorry.
Man, he's a loose can. How's your week? Let's bring him in here.
Bring it to Dick.
You know, we start
Tell us about your week.
Here, we start this off with just a
little
week
update.
recap. Mine's real simple. I studied, got a new desk, nearly broke my back, was hitting the gym a lot. I live a boring life.
I feel like there's questions there, but we can move to Dick and then come back to you.
Honestly, I'm following the path of a divorcee with the exception of the studying.
Actually being
right. I work out. I get to the gym at 6 a.m. It's me and the divorcees. This morning I woke up. Michelle was like, "Hey, let's go get breakfast with the girls. I'm having girls' day." I'm like a divorcee, man. I'm
went
living
with the girls.
My future is so bright. I got to wear sunglasses.
Did you have
everywhere.
breakfast with the girls?
Huh?
Did you have breakfast with the girls?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and so for the record, Michelle is
that's
your mother.
That is my biological
mother, real mother. Came out the womb.
Those are facts. I call her by her legal name, Michelle.
So anyway, we were throwing it to Dick.
Yeah, Dick, how was your week?
It was long as hell. Work's been busy as hell, and of course we have the Stanley Cup playoffs going on. So
that's
I've been
good.
going to the games, watching the games. And apparently I'm gassing out one of my brothers over here on the couch. But you know.
He is killing me. It smells so bad here. I mean, it is.
You almost just choked.
We don't have good ventilation in the
studio.
We're a low budget studio here. Yeah. There's not good ventilation. One could say we're filming, in a hut.
It's basically a hut.
It's a hut.
It's basically a hut.
You know, we had earlier today. We had the swamp let in some.
We had a little bit of a situation.
Let in some frog. Some frog.
A frog.
A frog. But there was multiple outside.
Dick decided to come in, and when we walked up, I said, "Watch out! There's a frog right there." Now, the one that I kicked away when we first walked up was bigger, and then I said, "Watch out!"
And
then
you're right.
Back outside.
It was a good 30 minutes after, though. I mean,
maybe 30 minutes.
Come on.
Yeah. And you come back in, and then what do? You let in.
Apparently, I let in a fucking frog. I mean,
a smaller one.
This is a pretty sizable amphibian.
No,
you and I thought it was small, but of course, Jackass over here
he
thought it was.
He doesn't understand. He doesn't
the size
know what
of
a frog
fucking
is.
elephant.
Yeah, no.
It was a monster to me.
No, this wasn't very big.
I saw a monster jumping around, touching brothers and the sister here, and I'm not having it. Okay,
it was like,
I almost canceled recording today.
It was like 2 inches by an inch.
I'm the little lady.
Right?
I'm the little lady in the building. There's the rampage ripping down the building. Okay, I'm trying to get out the building. These assholes letting the animals in. And then Dick answers the door for the pizza man. Yes. We order pizza like a bunch of losers.
Are there frogs out there?
And answers the door, bent over, cracks it and goes, "Are there frogs out there?" Now you know what you look like? Murderer.
What's worse? answering the door that way or actually releasing the frog, throwing it at neighbors walking past
See,
your
I'm not
door.
sure if they were neighbors because I've never seen them.
This is true.
I've never seen them.
Once they caught said amphibian, they go to throw it outside the door, and good brother Oli throws it on two people.
Not
Ba-
they.
Yeah, I basically threw it on
I
somebody.
T-shirt. I mean, no bullshit. It's on my Snapchat.
It was like
he threw it.
It was
at two
about
people.
it was about an inch away.
It was
I
not. It was.
threw it. It went right by his face, and he stopped and looked, and he was like, "Was
Fuck
there?
what fuck was that?
Was there something in there?"
He goes, "Yeah, it was a frog."
Yeah, it was a frog, and he just looked at me like, "The fuck?
This motherfucker.
Are you white boys talking about?"
Just threw a fucking frog at me.
Yeah, he didn't know what to expect. He didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. Oh man, but let me tell you what. I think we joke every week that this is just going to be terrible, but I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, no planning has gone into this.
Nothing.
If we get to an hour, we will
We'll
have
be all right.
it'll be a home
Success.
run. Yeah.
Success.
We got a Seinfeld in the background here at the studios. Quick shout out to Regulator IPA.
Yes.
For the sponsor tonight?
Fantastic. Yes, we always got to throw it out to our sponsor for whatever we're drinking.
Our nightly
now we are
sponsor.
having a few different beers tonight, but the first one we started with was the Regulator IPA made in Lakeland, I believe, Florida. Lakeland?
Oh no, Denver.
Denver. That was
Denver
Denver,
Brewing
Colorado.
Company.
That's right. The second one we had was a Lakeland one.
Yeah, the second one was homegrown.
But this one
Homegrown.
was fantastic. Regulator,
If you do like craft beer, Regulator IPA, go get yourself a can.
fantastic.
It was one of the best IPAs I've
Wonderful,
had.
wonderful. We're also sponsored by Dessert Sapphirus.
Yes.
That's our koozies for tonight.
That's also going to be the title of this podcast.
Dessert
probably.
Sapphirus. It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
I can't think of a better title.
No.
It was going to be Yanni or Laurel, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
later.
we might touch on that.
So let's open it up.
So Dick's week was busy.
Dick's a carny, by the way.
Busy and hockey.
He is a
You
carny.
were breaking backs and divorcee.
I was divorcee status.
I'm quitting my job. So
You're
where
almost there.
Where do we? I'm almost there.
Yeah, you just got to come with me to the gym in the morning, and you're full. You're gonna get full in.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
You're gonna get full in.
I'm ready.
It's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely a lifestyle choice.
Okay. So where do we go from here?
Let's talk about probably the biggest thing for us this week. I think because I think we, I think all of us collectively. I normally don't speak for the entire group. Mm-hmm. I try not to, but I think we all have this inner. We love betting. We love the casino. There's nothing better to talk about than the Supreme Court drilling down
Yes.
the betting laws.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, I mean, it looks like if this goes through, there's going to be betting in how many states?
Well, it's going to leave the betting laws
Every
up to the
state?
state.
No, I think up to
it's
the
going
state.
to leave it up to state. So what's
But there was I believe there was an estimation of how many states would instantly do it.
I heard
The 20-something, 30-something is what I
I
heard.
heard all 52.
You think so?
52, 51,
Well-
51, 50, 51, 52. I don't know. I heard all the states are going to do it.
Yeah.
So I heard. So this was on NFL Tonight or one of the NFL shows. This is the NFL perspective.
Yeah.
But for the background of the law, in 1992, Congress enacted the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act, which essentially made sports betting in states illegal. The Supreme Court this week ruled 6-3 that it was unconstitutional because
Yeah.
Congress doesn't have that kind of power.
No.
Which is great because you're basically enforcing my favorite thing of our country is the Bill of Rights. Right? That's the most important thing for me. That's what we live
Absolutely.
and die on. And if you want to infringe upon those, you and I have a problem.
Of course.
You and I have a problem. So, this was from an NFL executive and NFL analyst standpoint. The NFL will always, their statement will always be lukewarm on betting.
Yes, of course.
Secretly,
They play it safe.
Yeah, executives and owners know the importance of
course
betting.
they do.
Right? Because if you're able to bet on the game, that means you're more inclined to watch the game. You're more inclined to watch the product.
Absolutely.
You're more inclined to spend money on the NFL.
Of course they want it.
So they believe
just can't say they want it until It's legal.
100%. And they believe every state will enforce a law, like they'll make their own, but
Of course,
it will be
it's
on
gonna
some levels.
Of course,
legal
it will be allowed
in every state.
but there's going to be different laws per state.
Yeah, and every NFL exec is real happy with that.
Of course.
You know,
how
look,
could they not be?
Look. No sports association, NFL, NHL, NBA.
Mm-hmm.
They all were hesitant to make that Las Vegas move, right?
Absolutely.
And hey, look, for better or worse, the NHL is killing it with Las Vegas with the Golden Knights. They're killing
Fantastic.
it.
They're doing
They
great.
won tonight. They're one game out from the Stanley Cup. That's
great.
the best expansion plan in the history of sports.
Absolutely.
I'm going to throw this to Dick.
I think Dick might have a few.
He'll argue, but
I think Dick's gonna
would
have
you
a few
rather
points.
them lose every game or be on the precipice of a Stanley Cup?
I'd rather have them lose every game because, in my opinion, no first team in any league should go that far. In my opinion,
Why though?
Now, I will.
If they're a
I will
good
tell
team,
you.
what does it matter?
You're right, but the league gave them every opportunity to become a good team, and I guarantee. Well, they got them to be able to take at least one player from every team.
Okay.
All right. And they gave them
Unfair.
a draft pick in the top 5.
I agree with that. I do
Now-
agree with the
now,
top 5
hold on.
draft pick.
And then the next expansion team will be in Seattle because that's where the talk
Yep.
is. Because
Yep.
right now it's a little uneven. There are, I believe, 31 teams, and there's more teams
So they're
in the
trying to-
East
yep.
than there are in the West.
So they want to do
Seattle
another.
would be the
That would
actual one
make
in the
sense.
West.
That would make sense.
And I assure you that I truly believe that Seattle won't be given the same opportunity that Vegas was given,
Interesting.
in my opinion.
Interesting.
And if they are, the GMs who really underestimated or undervalued the players that they didn't protect in the expansion draft,
Well, they're feeling it now, aren't they?
they are definitely feeling it.
They're feeling it
Absolutely.
now.
They all got bent over. And I assure you,
Absolutely.
they're not going to be duped by Seattle.
See, and I absolutely agree with the draft pick. They're a new team. Give them a pick early. I 100% agree. Now they get a free pick. Was it a free pick of every team?
This is where Dick's bias is going to come out. So each team was mandated to place 3 players up or 5 players.
I would have to Google it, and while we talk, I'll bring up the stats. But it was more than 3. It was more than 5. It was at least one goaltender, and it was a certain number of forwards and defensemen. I believe the total
So they
was
had to
like
give a
7
list.
or 8 unprotected players
Wow.
from each team.
That's
they could
huge.
just take.
That's pretty
one player
huge.
from every team. Absolutely,
That's
it's
huge. That's
Okay, but let me argue this, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's been the best so far. I don't think you want an expansion team 1-2 lose every game. I don't think that's good for
Well,
the
of course
NHL,
not.
right? It's their first season. You don't want them losing.
Of course
Look
not.
at the Cleveland Browns. You can't have them perpetually
no,
losing, right?
No, absolutely not.
You shouldn't have them winning the Stanley Cup. I will meet you there. But let me do this. I'm going to give you their first line. William Karlsson, Jonathan Marchand, Riley Smith. Marsh, whatever. I don't care.
Marchand
Yeah,
is a fucking
I'm-
liquor from Boston,
Don't
bitch.
care. Nate Schmidt, Brandon McNabb, and Fleury at goalie. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you the Penguins starting line. Crosby, Gensel, Kessel, Letang, Drummond, and Matt Murray in goalie. What's your better first line? The Penguins, right?
But where are they?
But where are they? Right? I agree. They were hand fed a bunch of good players.
Well,
That's
of course,
fine.
if every team
But
has to give up,
don't
a
fucking
list?
tell me that the GM and the exec team that they have and the brain trust didn't make good choices. That team plays
of course
fucking
they
good.
did. Of course they made good choices,
Right?
But the thing is, how else would they have done it?
When you look at that
Honestly,
team, when
how
you
else
look
would they have
when-
done it?
No, when you look at Vegas, when you look at their team, should they be where they're at today? Are they overachieving?
Yes, they are.
Thank you.
Plain and simple. But first of all, the coach was fired, in my opinion, unjustly from Florida. He won the Jack Adams Award last season as best coach. He's a phenomenal coach. You're not going to win the Jack Adams if you're not a phenomenal coach. And if you go in to a new team and you're going to coach a bunch of players who were, let's call a spade, they're rejects from other teams. You go into the locker room. How else are you going to talk them up by saying, listen, these other teams can want you. Go out onto this ice and prove them all fucking wrong.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to go out there and kick your own team's ass.
And that's what they did. That's absolutely what they did.
That's great. But again, I don't think they got an all-star team. I think they made great selections. I think their team chemistry is above average.
And they work well together.
You're 100% right. The Florida Panthers coach should have never been fired. We talked about this last week with the Toronto Raptors head coach. He wins Coach of the Year on Monday.
He gets fired
on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break now, right?
Absolutely.
This is an epidemic in sports. You know, you follow college football. If you don't win an SEC championship every year, you get fired. If you can't beat Nick Saban, you're fired.
Yeah.
You lose to Nick Saban, you lose your job, right? How stupid is this, right? I think the Golden Knights are overachieving. I don't think they should be in a Western Conference final. I think they're a playoff team on paper. I agree. But I think that's the way expansion teams should go. You shouldn't be below, but you shouldn't win the Stanley Cup. But I want you to do well. And I think they're doing well, and I think they're overachieving.
It was a good move, and if they weren't overachieving due to, like you were saying, the coach came in and said, listen, these teams didn't want you. They put you up for grabs, so we got you. So let's make this work. And they all went out there and fucking made it work. I mean, they're one game away now from going.
So I got the rules for the expansion draft.
Okay.
All right. So each team, all right, they were allowed to protect 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and one goaltender.
Okay.
Or 1 goaltender and 8 skaters, regardless of position. So those were the rules.
Okay.
And for the Lightning, we unprotected a few guys, and quite frankly, one of them was Yanni Gourde. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are hearing Yanni or Laurel in this speech right now.
Bringing it around.
You know, I'm just letting you know. His name is Yanni Gourde, not Laurel, Yanni Gourde. And that really upset me because Yanni Gourde is a really good player.
Yeah.
So they actually took Jason Garrison, and he actually got cut. He's actually playing in the minors now.
Interesting.
Yeah, look, when I look at a hockey lineup, when I look at a full roster, when you're basically feeding up 7 players, you're basically feeding up 7 players, if I'm doing my math correctly. You're protecting a goalie,
And then 8 skaters.
and 8 skaters, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that leaves you with 7 unprotected players.
Or you could do 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and 1 goaltender, which would be
kind of
So let's say 5 to 7 players unprotected, and you can lose one of them. If you lose one player of obviously players that you don't value very highly, that's not going to make or break your team, right?
No, but see, my other thing too is, I mean, yes.
And there's 31 teams.
1 goalie and 8 players.
They're not going to take 1 from every team either.
That's a lot of players. But if you have a good team, you're leaving some good players unprotected, and that's not necessarily because you want to, because you have to.
I'm not arguing. I'm not
because you have to.
Full agreement.
You have to pick your top 9. Basically, you have to pick your top 9.
I fully agree.
That leaves a lot open. It doesn't mean they're not good players.
I still think it was a good way of doing it. I don't think there's anything wrong.
Agree. It was probably the best way to do it.
Would you rather them just get the first overall pick, the number 1, and let's say the number 10th pick, and then just saying, hey, look, take from the minor leagues and anything in free agency?
Yeah, no, that you'd have a shit team.
You want that?
You'd have a shit team.
And there were some other stipulations when it came to protecting players. For example, if they had a no movement clause, they were automatically protected.
So teams could
okay?
use that to their advantage and not put them in the top players.
Not only that, but if they were in a contract year, the team had to protect them because Vegas. It wasn't fair to Vegas to take a player, who then they had to fight for a contract.
Of course,
correct, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just look when you look at traditionally how they do expansion teams, they just end up sitting at the bottom for the first 10 years. I don't like seeing
year
that.
one. Here we are.
I don't like seeing that.
Yeah.
In year one, they're selling out. They're playing well. I think they should have been bounced probably in the first round. They made it all the way to they made it all the way to the finals. I think that tip my cap to them.
Fantastic.
We segued a little bit off betting, but I know I wanted to hit the expansion stuff because something me and Dick talked about last week.
Kind of led us to it though.
Yeah, no, and he didn't. We didn't really get into it, but he immediately shot me down like, "No, it's terrible." So I was like, "Oh, okay, good. I'm gonna."
This is something to talk about.
We've been planning on getting him.
You.
Yeah, we've been planning on getting him on here for a little bit. We didn't know when it was going to happen.
It happened a little prematurely.
Yeah.
Wasn't ready with it. Got to figure out the next mic setup.
Sharing microphones.
Sharing mics here for tonight.
Budge.
We'll get it figured out though.
Low budge.
I know how to do it. We just need to get a few cables here.
Yeah, he can donate money. www. I don't know, PayPal.com.
That doesn't really help, but
Venmo?
we'll take it.
Yeah, Venmo.
Venmo's
just
good.
We use the Cash App here.
Just email bestkindofworst@gmail.com.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the root of this was the betting. I love going to the casino. I love betting. I think it's good for every sports league.
You love going to the casino and you love watching betting.
Hey, I just lose. I lose
Exactly.
quickly and then I watch.
And then you watch. Me too.
But the Asian Pai Swan. We here's a
Tully.
here's a funny story.
Here's a maniac.
Here's a story.
Here's a betting fool.
So on his birthday 2 years
2 years ago, 3 years ago,
we wanted to do something nice for him because he is our favorite vet.
Of course.
So we went to brunch and then we went to Topgolf.
Well, you're breezing over some things.
I am breezing over it because I don't want to give it all away because I want him to tell most of this.
Okay. Well, we basically killed him at brunch.
Yeah. I'm just gonna fast forward all the way. You were there.
You were
Dick
there.
was there.
We
Dick
basically
was there.
killed him.
That's right.
We basically
I
killed
remember
him.
the shellfish incident.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, we're
True.
gonna leave you hanging.
We're gonna leave that a little hanging
Why?
shed.
My podcast.
And,
Our podcast.
And Tully is gonna tell it better.
Yeah. 'Cause
he's
lived
gonna
it.
have that rage come
He
out that I was
suffered.
telling you last week about his
suffered.
rage. He's got that rage. It's gonna come out.
So fast forward, we go to the Hard Rock Casino. We have one here in Tampa, Florida.
And what was it? What time did we get there?
Oh.
9 p.m.
9 or 10. Yeah,
We weren't
something.
that late. I mean, it
No.
was a reasonable hour.
No, we've been having some sponsored drinks all night.
Of course.
All day.
Go-
We started in
all
the
day. I mean,
morning.
we started at brunch.
We actually left him at the casino for a while because we wanted to go somewhere else. We wanted to go enjoy the company of some scantily clad women.
Yes.
Ladies of the night.
And so we actually left him at the Hard Rock. We drove
But
across.
he wanted
to
us. He
stay.
said, "No, I'm
Yeah.
staying." And
He was like, the table's going to get hot. Now, mind you,
gonna
when
get
we
hot.
left him,
He was playing
if I'm
blackjack,
right?
right?
Accurate, he was north of 500 down.
down. Yeah. He
I
was
want
probably
to say
500 down.
I want to say close to 7,
And
because he pulled his last 200
Yeah.
before we left.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Do you want me to take your card?" And he's like, "I'm not going to take any more. If
Yeah.
I lose, I'll just walk around and wait till you guys get back."
Yeah. He
So
was
he was
adamant. He was
I'll
about
say north
500
of 5 because I know
If not 5, almost 5.
I know I'm accurate on that.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
we leave and we were gone 3 hours.
About total. Yeah, total.
We get back. We walk in.
He's
Sitting on the blackjack
Same table.
But I'm talking a mountain of chips.
What's he up about a G?
No. I look and he's got a mountain of chips the size of something that you would see at the World Series of
It
Poker.
was ridiculous.
And I go, and I look at him and I go, "How much you up?" He goes, "I don't know. I lost count after 3,200. So when I tell you we like gambling, and we like gambling.
Yeah.
But I think betting is good for every league. I think as a commissioner or an executive, you're always going to want to downplay it because of the legalities.
They have to.
But I think at the end of the day, they know the more people that bet,
they're
the
going to
more
watch
people that watch the
They're
product.
going to go to the game. They're going to watch the game.
And this is going to segue to my second question. And I ask this to people all the time, and it honestly pisses me off. This is no joke for me. Pete Rose, Hall of Fame.
Of course.
It honestly,
it's not even a question.
Pisses me off.
It's not even a question.
That one of the greatest hitters.
Absolutely.
I would say Pete Rose is the greatest hitter in baseball, second to Ted Williams.
I'll agree with that.
I heard this is a story. I don't know how true this is, but they said that Ted Williams' vision was so good that when the pitch came, he could see the stitching of the baseball.
Yeah,
that's
I've heard
fucking
that.
insane.
I've heard that. That's ridiculous.
He's for me the best hitter of all time, regardless of Babe Ruth. Just a rock balls. Best,
of course.
Best long ball, Babe Ruth.
Of course, yeah.
Best pure hitter.
Hot dogs
Ted
and beer,
Williams.
baby.
Ted Williams.
Yes, absolutely.
Second, Pete Rose.
Yeah,
Pete Rose,
great hitter.
Look, he did it clean. You want to condemn someone for not being in the Hall of Fame? You want to condemn them for pissing hot? Knock yourself
Absolutely.
out. They cheated.
Yep.
he bet on a damn game, and for him to not be in the Hall of Fame,
nothing to do with him hitting.
Hey, look, it
Bullshit.
pisses me off.
It's bullshit.
And now it's legal. Put Pete Rose in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Put him in. Absolutely.
Put Pete Rose in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Getting hot. Getting hot.
I'm telling you, you have to have respect for people like that. Pete
Absolutely.
Rose, he bet on a couple of games.
So what? So what?
Give me a break. And he
Had
did it
nothing to do
while
with
he
his
was a
playing.
manager. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Bullshit.
Oh, I think that was pretty much
That was our sports segment for today.
There was one other which came out this morning. Well, yesterday. Second baseman. We're gonna throw it back to Dick, and we're gonna talk about the Lightning here because that's his expertise. But I want to talk about Robbie Cano first, and then we'll go to the Lightning, and then we'll come to some current events here.
All right.
But I guess this is real quick. Robbie Cano, second baseman for the Mariners, pisses hot. 80-game suspension. Doesn't even try to appeal.
Hey, when you get caught, you get caught. What do you want to do?
Mark Teixeira, former teammate of Alex Rodriguez, former teammate of Melky Cabrera.
Well,
hey,
that all makes sense.
Said, and I quote, "Not surprised."
Not surprised.
That was his direct quote. He goes, "I'm not going to release any kind of, inside shit, but I'm going to tell you, not surprised." And he goes, "Look, Melky Cabrera, Alex Rodriguez." And
if he's playing with them,
and Robinson Cano all played on the Yankees same time, all had ties to biogenesis. He goes, "What did you think was going to happen?"
Yeah, of course.
Busted for furosemide. That's a diuretic, meaning he was trying to flush his system.
Yeah.
Hey,
guilty.
Look, you could have gone down as probably one of the 5 best second basemen all time.
Absolutely, hands
10.
down.
Let's say 10. Let's say 10
Easy
of all time.
Top 10, of course.
You can't put him in the Hall of Fame now.
No, it's dirty.
If
dirty.
If Clemens doesn't go, he doesn't go.
No.
Maguire doesn't go.
No.
Sosa never get in. These guys cheated. You cheat, you're out.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, you're out.
Absolutely.
It's a sad day for baseball because he's always been good.
Fantastic
He's always
player.
been good for the low socioeconomical
Yeah.
areas.
Absolutely.
He's a likable player. It's unfortunate.
It really is.
Baseball needs to continue to clean the sport up. And they've done a lot. But they got a long way to go.
Clean it up or let it fly.
Hey, you know what? If you want to legalize it and just go, hey, Wild West, I'm fine. That puts every player on the same level.
That's the thing.
I don't want to see these guys going 30 for 30. Look at Bryce Harper. I think he's clean. Killing it. Look at Mike Trout.
Oh.
Mike Trout. I think he's clean.
Yeah. Seems to be.
These guys are doing it naturally. It makes me feel bad for them.
Absolutely. But they're killing it.
Keep doing your thing. And, one by one, just pick off the cheaters and get them out of the MLB. And I love the new, 80. I think it's 80, 120. I think it's 80 full season, then lifetime ban. I love it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Fuck it. We bust you for the third
If it's
time. Get the hell out.
Absolutely.
Get the hell out.
If it's illegal and you're doing it,
get the hell out.
You're gone.
Well, let's go back to the the hockey deal.
We're gonna throw it back to Dick.
I'm
for a
telling
little,
you, no planning. Why?
No, we're all.
Well, I don't give a fuck this week.
It's a week. It's a week. Three.
Shit.
Wild
Week 3,
threes.
one of my favorite numbers. We're
Wild
just
threes.
wilding today.
So what do you want to throw it over to Dick for some?
I know
lightning?
he's gonna give me this dirty look because he's a little superstitious when it comes to lightning. It's his favorite. I think he loves the lightning more than he loves himself.
Yeah,
I think
that's
a
not
fact.
that's not even a thought. That's a fact. That's a fact.
So I'm gonna give you my assessment of the 4 games so far, and I want you to refute anything I say.
Okay.
All right.
Can I preface it with this?
Go ahead.
First round, when they lost the first
Yeah,
game to the Bruins.
You
No,
go, then I'll go.
They lost the first game to the Bruins, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. I saw you, I believe, the next day before game 2?
I believe so.
Yep, I believe that was it. And you told me that there was no way they were going to win. They were terrible. They can't get past the defense. And they were done for after losing 1 game to the Bruins.
All right. So, first of all, I don't think I mentioned the defense. I think I mentioned how we could not stop their top line of Pasternak,
Maybe that's what you said.
Bergeron,
I don't know.
Marchand,
I wasn't really
motherfucking
listening.
Liquor.
That's kind of a.
I wasn't
hit of
really
the defense,
listening.
though, right?
Yeah.
Fuck the defense.
I was
Char
pretty
is what?
sure.
In his fucking 40s?
Hey,
I was
it's a
pretty-
loosey,
Suck a dick.
It's a
I was-
loosey goosey.
I was pretty sure you mentioned the defense. That's why I brought it up.
Okay, that's fine. Now, I have noticed that when I have any glimmer of hope, they lose.
Superstition.
I am very superstitious.
So you just
so
went
I have to
full
keep
to the other
this
side.
shitty attitude.
You
However, I will say that I am more like that now in this series against the Caps than I was earlier because I've been watching this game for a while now. I got season
This
tickets.
game meaning hockey?
Yes.
Okay. That's a broad statement.
Yeah, it is. You're right. And when the Lightning lay an egg, when they take a shit, and they start playing bad, they really start playing bad. And it's not just one game. It'll be fucking
It's a
multiple
series.
games. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a series. They blow a
So,
series.
The second half of the season, regular season,
Yep.
they were looking like shit.
Okay.
All right. Vasilevsky, who ended up being a Vezina nominee candidate, he was phenomenal in the first half of the season. To me, he wasn't in the second half of the season.
Okay.
All right. So when we go in, I don't want to say we stumbled in to the playoffs because the first half of the season we did so well that we really cushioned our lead.
You set yourself up.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But when we got into the playoffs, sure, we won the division, so we had basically home ice advantage.
Yep.
I didn't think we were going to make it past the Devils. I'll be honest with you.
Yep.
Because I thought that Taylor Hall, in my opinion, was an MVP. I thought just him by himself was going to kick our ass, and I was wrong, which I'm happy I was wrong. All right? Just because I think that they're going to do poorly doesn't mean that I don't want them to win. All right?
Yeah.
I support them wholeheartedly.
So I messed up. That was first round with the Devils.
That is correct.
Okay, so it was second round.
Second
with the Bruins.
round with Boston.
Yes.
Now, Boston scared the shit out of me. I was rooting for Toronto to beat Boston in the first round because
course.
I thought we would have a better chance of beating Boston. Now, mind you, going back to the Devils, we didn't beat the Devils once in the regular season. Okay? Mm-hmm. Not once.
Not once.
Now, granted, when the playoffs start, it's a whole nother season.
a whole nother thing.
I gotta be consistent. Don't you dare come on this podcast and not pronounce the second T in Toronto. Thank you. Carry on.
Okay, before we go back to
Anyway.
hockey, if he's talking about pronunciation and grammar and words, can I just say that plethora is a very lazy word? You used that earlier, and to me, plethora is utilized by someone who doesn't have a wide vocabulary
How
to
so?
prove that they do.
How so?
In my opinion, it's a lazy word.
Why?
It's just my opinion. I just
But you
find
don't
it
have anything
overutilized.
That doesn't mean it's not a good
No,
word.
yeah,
because
you're right.
It's overutilized. That could just very well mean it's a fantastic word.
Or it's overutilized. When something's overutilized, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good vocabulary.
Every
word any
word
longer.
you just said right now has been overutilized.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dick.
I will no longer be using the term plethora. I will now be using the word overabundance.
I love it. That's a good word. Has that one been
does
overused?
that sound better to you?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Overabundance it is. Move onward.
Anyway, all right.
Onward.
I just had to say that.
Okay.
So I think we're on the Boston series now, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Scared the shit out of you.
Boston scared the shit out of me because Bergeron, Marchand, and Pasternak, in my opinion,
Great.
best line in hockey.
Great line.
Bar none.
Great line.
All right. And I'm a Lightning fan. Tampa Bay all the way.
No, but you can't
I
deny you can't deny
I
a
cannot
good line.
deny skill when I see it.
What makes that the best? There's a lot of good lines in the NHL, and I'm not arguing that's not the best. What to you makes that the best line in the NHL?
I see chemistry. I see experience. And in the specifically with Marchand, he has not only skill, but he knows how to completely mind fuck the other players. Now, granted, I don't agree necessarily with licking them, but he has his own way of getting into their heads.
I like a good mind fuck.
The licking's got to stop.
I don't know
but I'm
about
not
that.
gonna lie, I like it.
I don't
in
know.
an odd way.
I don't know that it has to stop.
I will meet you most of the way and say that that's probably the best line in NHL. I really like the late addition of Ryan Donato, the kid from Harvard. If he can learn from that first line, they got a nasty little kid coming up. They really do.
If I'm not mistaken, Ryan Donato, before the playoffs started, because for whatever reason they decided not to play him or start him when the playoffs started. Yes. But I believe that in 12 games towards the end of the regular season, he had 10 points, 5 goals, and 5 assists. In my opinion, if that doesn't tell the coach that he should play him in the playoffs, nothing does.
Yeah, I mean that's.
He's no Connor McDavid or superstar, but he could get close to that. I think he's a second first line player.
You got to give him
for
the
Boston.
chance.
And look, coming straight out of Harvard, like literally last 12 games a season, 10 games a season, coming straight from Harvard on a Tuesday and on a Wednesday, playing in an NHL game. No D League affiliate, no bullshit. Go straight to the NHL.
Straight in.
And to come in, I think he had a goal and an assist in the first game. And I believe you're right, 10 points overall in the 10 games.
That's
bright future.
Fantastic.
That's a really good Boston team.
Absolutely.
They're going to be really good for a while.
And you're right. Ryan Donato is no Connor McDavid. Thank you. But I will say I'd be willing to bet, and I can't believe I'm even saying this because, again, I hate Boston with every fiber of my being. I bet you Ryan Donato will win a cup before Connor McDavid does, mainly because he has other players that complement him on Boston, and Edmonton only has Connor McDavid. That is all they have.
I agree 100%. No, when you watched him on the ice, you saw you when you watched him skate, you knew something. I casually watch the NHL. I like the Lightning, and I do. I always have love for the Bruins. They're not my favorite team. I do watch the Lightning more, but I always peep in on the Bruins. When I saw it, they pulled a kid from Harvard. I said, "Oh, let me look at the highlights of the game.
Snag.
Let me look at the highlights." When I watched them skate, I said, "Oh, there's something there.
Absolutely.
There's something there. There's
Absolutely.
a reason why we're talking about
It's a
it."
good snag.
And may I just say that Ryan Donato, when he was at Harvard, it was after our man Alex Killorn was there.
He was captain of the USA hockey team, I believe, or he got the A. He was assistant, something like that.
I'm really not sure about that,
so.
but I do know that they both went to Harvard.
Yes.
Killorn was prior to Donato, and Donato looked up to Killorn. He actually collected Killorn hockey sticks while he was there, and Killorn is, again, a Tampa Bay Lightning player. Now, for that series, back to what we were originally talking about, Boston and Tampa. Yes, I was scared shitless of us playing Boston because of that top line. In that first game, we came in, and so many of my friends thought that because we got plenty of rest, we had more time off than Boston did between the first round and the second round, that we would go in there fresh. I don't think that rest is very good. I think rest equals rust, and we go in and we shit the bed and we lose 6-2. But then after that, and yes, I did think that we were going to lose.
You were talking all kinds of shit.
Absolutely.
All kinds of shit.
Because even before we got in there, I was scared shitless of Boston.
Yeah.
And we had only beaten Boston once in the regular season, and that was the very last game of the season, and that was 4-0, which I guess should have been my first sign. But
Of course.
I
Well,
truly
but then when you
believe-
come in and lose 6-2, I mean, that's a rough loss.
Yeah,
That's a rough loss.
Yeah, well, we come in there, shoot the bed like that, and I just figured the rest of the series was going to go bad. Now, I truly believe that we won that series towards the end, especially the last game, mainly because of Marchand's licking in the second to last game, which I believe was game 4.
Yeah.
Because going into game 5, that was all people were talking about. All eyes were on Marchand and the licking incident. And because all eyes were on that, I truly believe that Marchand did not even play up to his skill level because
Too much hype, too much worry.
there was too much hype, too much worry, especially for any calls by the refs.
Of course.
He had the NHL sending him letters saying you need to stop licking other players.
Threw his game off.
It's not a good look for the
threw his game off.
Well, it's not a good look for the NHL.
No, absolutely not. And they,
You know?
they were absolutely right for doing that. But
Now,
it threw his game off.
it did. Now, I do believe that the NHL did like it, mainly because
Oh, it caught press.
it did caught, and I guarantee
Clickbait.
that there were
Clickbait.
people who had never watched a game of hockey in their life who tuned in to Game 5
Just to
for
see.
Boston and Tampa just to see if this fucker would lick another player.
Absolutely.
Look, anybody can send an email, but that doesn't mean you actually want him to stop, right?
Exactly.
Right? Look, I dogged
Proper procedure.
I dogged the NHL for the 2008 Olympics. Because when you looked at the talent on the ice, people are watching hockey, Olympic hockey, that have never watched hockey in their life. Admittingly, for me, hockey is so much better live.
Oh, absolutely.
So much better. The NFL, I don't want to sweat all day.
What happened in 2008?
It was just good hockey, right? You got people watching it that have never watched it before, right? Hockey is so much better live. When you have a television contract with NBC, what do you do? The Olympics every 4 years split in between the NHL season, correct? I'm right on that, right?
2008 was definitely Winter Olympics.
Yes.
I'm trying to think what happened.
Just follow me here. In the middle of the NHL season, there is a stop because of the Olympics, okay? When you have such good play as they got, and you have people tuning in, drones of people tuning in, and you're the commissioner of the NHL, what do when the Olympics are over and it's your first game on NBC? You put the best matchup of that week on live television for everyone to see. And they didn't do that. They put they kept a lot of shit games on. When you got people watching that you have never watched before, you fucking capitalize. You put the Penguins on the national television. You put Boston on. I know people don't like that, but you put your large markets on and you flex your muscles and you go, this is what you people have been missing out on, right? Now that person goes, you know what? I'm going to buy that $25 ticket. I'm going to go watch it live. Now you got them.
Yeah.
The
absolutely.
NFL, you don't have to go to a stadium to like the NFL.
No.
You don't need to sweat all day. You can watch it from the comfort of your home, and you're going to have a better seat than most stadiums.
There's still some enjoyment.
Oh, I'm not downplaying that.
Hockey?
But with
It's gotta be live.
With baseball, NFL, when you're at home and you sometimes you get a better seat. You've been to some stadiums. There's some terrible seats out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Terrible. The Tropicana Field for the Tampa Bay Rays is a goddamn disgrace. It's a disgrace to baseball. It's a disgrace to every player that plays in that stadium. It's awful. It's a disgrace to the fans. So I always rag on the NHL. They should have capitalized. They should have put their best teams, the best matchups. Great, because it's like 3 weeks out, and then you're in the playoffs, right? You want them to watch. They got better at it 4 years later in the 2012 Olympics. They capitalized a little bit, but now there's a little bit of a regulation on who can play, who can't, and I don't know if they're giving the teams the full time off. I'm speaking a little. It's a little higher. This is a little above my pay grade. I don't watch NHL. I'm like 75% in.
Yeah.
But NHL's always better live. It's always better live.
Always better live. Always better live.
So you got to capitalize when you see these.
Absolutely, and that's what they did.
Every playoff game I've watched this specific Stanley Cup has been fantastic.
Yeah, I don't watch too much hockey. Stanley Cup comes around, I'll watch a game here or there, but I really have been seeing more this year, and it's going great. It's going great. No, I don't know why it worked. So obviously, we're going to bring this back real quick.
I literally just went long-winded on purpose because these two were marking out to a beer.
So,
and I was stretching it out here.
So we said we were sponsored by Renegades IPA
And Desert
Saffron. Dick himself here is...
He's got his own sponsorship.
He's being sponsored by a coconut and coffee porter. And I hate coconut, for one.
I hate coconut.
I hate coconut. I'm not a coconut guy.
No.
And I'm not a big porter guy. I'll drink a porter from time to time.
It's too heavy for me sometimes.
But for me, it's usually a little too heavy.
Love coffee.
Love coffee. But for some reason, the coconut coffee porter works.
He just gave me a sip, and I'm going, how the fuck does that work?
How does that work? It's fantastic.
My only question is, would you like me to get you one?
I'll finish this one. But I got long-winded and got sidetracked because I saw you guys marking out over there, and I got a little lost in what we were actually talking about.
It was good.
I literally
It all
just winged
started with him not knowing how to open the bottle.
Yeah, we have a little...
he struggled with the opener.
Here in the...
May I just say that, in my opinion, I believe your bottle cap catcher is a little too close to the actual bottle.
I
disagree wholeheartedly. First off, don't ever
come to the TBKoW
studios and tell me something's off by a millimeter. Get the hell out. You put the bottle up there. I don't care if you break the glass. You open that bottle.
Do not let a frog in.
Do not
let a frog.
I will
Sit your
punch
ass
you
down.
in your mouth.
Sit your ass down.
Come in the TBKoW studios like Dan Rathers and demand
us.
shit. Get the hell out of here. But back to no, I didn't say your last name. Jesus Christ! I think I'm giving away them government issue names. But back to my question. I know we talked about the recap. He recapped the rounds here. When I watched the first 4 games of this series,
I have not recapped yet the round we're currently in.
That's where I want to give you my perspective. Right. So Tampa Bay's got home ice. So we're going to go 2 in Tampa, 2 in Washington. First 2 in Tampa. I saw the Lightning playing a little slow or a little sluggish. I saw them a little fatigued. I saw,
and it showed.
The chemistry was still there.
We watched game 2.
The fire was still there. We illegally streamed game 2.
Of course.
It was a great game. I think it was a great game. It was competitive. I think game 2 they were on the precipice of getting their feet.
It was
again.
a great game. I mean, not for you because obviously you wanted Lightning to win, but it was a great game.
So here's where the Lightning were losing. The Lightning were losing, in my opinion, the biggest. They lost the first 2 games at home. So Washington is going home up 2-0.
That's a good
big.
look.
That's big. That's halfway to a sweep,
That's
son.
a good look.
The Lightning, I don't believe, through the first 2 games, had an even strength goal. And that's, I think, we had one. One? One.
You might as well say none.
Yeah.
We only had 1.
That's where they got hurt the most. If you're going to rely on the power play, you rely on the power play against a team like Boston. I think you can beat a team like Boston on the power play. I think you can beat a team. The San Jose was the first one. Who's the first team? First round.
Against the Lightning?
Yeah.
The Devils. San Jose
New Jersey.
In the West.
Come on, don't care. Don't care. North, south, east, west. Get rid of compasses. I think you can beat teams like that on the power play. I don't think you can beat a team as Washington has gunners. I don't think they're going to score even strength goals. So you need to be able to match that.
Washington has a couple of gunners. They have one line that they depend on, and that is it. I wouldn't say that there's much depth in Washington. That's why I was so shocked on the first 2 games.
That's my point. That's my point. They rely heavily on Ovechkin. They rely heavily on
Kuznetsov.
And Backstrom.
But Backstrom was out the first 3 games.
Regardless, when your team is built on just pure shooting, I don't think you can beat a team like that on the power play. A balanced team, you can beat on the power play.
Absolutely.
Right? You beat a team like Washington by breaking them mentally. They've never been mentally strong. The chemistry's never been there. I don't care what anyone tells you. I don't care what Barry Melrose says. The Washington's Achilles heel is chemistry and mentality. If you break those 2 things, you'll beat them. Game 3, Game 4, Tampa goes into Washington, beats them 6-2 and 4-2. 4-2, 6-2.
Yes.
They got some even strength goals. They got some power play goals.
Actually, it was 4-2 and then 6-2.
4-2 and 6-2.
4-2-6-2.
They got some even strength goals. They got some power play goals. They played better. They played faster, which was the important thing. And I told...
I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you talking about games 3 and 4?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 and 4 were both, I believe, 4 and 2, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I believe...
We did not score 6 goals.
It might be 4-2, 4-2.
Maybe. Okay. I thought they had a higher scoring game than that.
You know, the 6-2 game might have been Washington. Washington put 6
that definitely
in game
was
2.
the 6-2.
Game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, game 2.
Game 2.
Game
Don't
2.
fuck with me. I
Game
know
2.
some shit. But I saw the Lightning in game 3 and 4 play a little faster, play a little more dirty. And I did... This was one of the few things for this podcast that I did on the way to the studio. I did discuss with his thoughts on... I did discuss my thoughts. We didn't talk about it in depth, but the one thing I did tell him prior is I said, the one thing as a Lightning fan you should be happy with is the fact that Steven Stamkos is finally flexing his muscles and showing that he is the superstar that most people believe he is. You know, you can score 100+ points every season. You can be that superstar. But when it really matters in the playoffs, he's been
that's when it comes
above
down to
average,
it. Yeah.
maybe.
That's
right?
when it comes down to it.
When he scored that goal in
If
game
you
1 or
choke,
2, I think it was game 2, when
you
he scored that
choke.
goal, you could see it on his face. You could see the weight, like, I fucking did it.
Finally.
I did it. And now, I think he's had a goal and assist in every game since then.
Yeah.
So
Felt that
you
confidence.
you get Stamkos going.
that bump.
You get that first line going. Killorn makes a great play last night. As a Lightning fan, losing the first 2 games at home and then winning the next 2 games away,
it's fantastic.
You're coming home with the momentum. I like their chances in Game 5.
Absolutely.
Game 5 for me, I think in any 7-game series, that's your make or break game, especially
Yeah.
if you're knotted up.
Yep.
If you can come home and you can get that 5th game, you got to get one of the last 2.
Yep.
Pressure's opposite now. I like Tampa Bay's odds. Look, Washington's going to be a tough out. It looks like they're going to be whoever wins going to be playing Las Vegas.
It appears that way.
You know, you give me your thoughts on the Lightning's failures and their successes in the first 2 games versus the second 2 games.
First, I have to say that I am extremely superstitious. So, whatever I say, I have to follow it up with a negative because I have had a shitty attitude the entire playoffs, and we have exceeded.
It's working.
Ryan downplayed the Boston game when they lost game 1
Oh, he was-
in Boston.
He was done.
I almost called the
He was done.
crisis center.
He was done.
I almost
He was
called
done.
I thought he was going to kill himself.
Yeah.
Because he was like, they do it to us all the time. Can we get a break?
Yeah, he was fucked.
Boston has always been in our heads. If you think back to 2011, all right, that is the year that in the first round we beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, we were actually behind 3-1 in that series, and we came back and beat them 4-3, Game 7. Then the second round, we swept Washington 2011 was actually the last time we played Washington in the playoffs. And then in the Eastern Conference Finals, we played Boston. And yes, we went to a Game 7. Not one penalty was called. And that's when our power play was potent. Wow. Excuse you. You all right? That was good. Did that come out of your ass or your mouth? It smells like your ass.
A little bit of both.
Okay. And we lost 1-0. So Boston has always been in our heads.
Yeah.
So I truly believed that we were not going to make it past Boston. Truly. So when we went with Washington, okay, there's a couple things that happened before game 1 that I feel like I kind of screwed up. Yeah,
That
my
started coming out.
superstitious shit.
Started coming out.
Stamkos and Kunitz are sitting in the locker room going, God, that goddamn dick.
Fucking dicks screwing it up
That
for
goddamn
everybody.
fan of ours, that asshole. So first, all right, I went to a place called Capital Tacos. All right,
Love that place.
now
Fantastic
first of all,
tacos.
Capital Tacos.
I think
has
we should
some
go there
phenomenal
tomorrow.
tacos. You guys can go there, but I cannot go there. All right, I cannot go there until after the playoffs are over. All right, plain and simple. So that's my first issue. Capital Tacos. Why on earth? For the love of God, why would I go to a restaurant named for the team that we're currently playing in the playoffs?
Maybe you thought it would work opposite.
I can answer this one. Idiot.
Did you just pronounce idiot with an S? Idiot?
That's correct.
And I'm the idiot. All right.
That's
anyway,
correct.
So next off, I forget what else I did to screw that shit up in game 1, but that was the number one thing. So, the other thing was, so the entire playoffs, I had that shitty attitude, but I had, even though I was speaking with a shitty attitude, saying that we weren't going to beat Washington, I had a slight glimmer of hope that we were.
So
Just
this is all up to you.
Washington is known for choking.
So this is all up to you.
It is all up to me.
It's all up to you.
In my opinion,
No matter what happens, it's
but when
on
it comes
you.
to sports, aren't we all? Don't we all have our strange superstitions and things that we do, and we wear the same T-shirts or the same socks, or if you're an actual player, you wear the same fucking jock strap and shit like that. Am I wrong when it comes to sports like this?
Sports tend to have superstition wrapped to it. Absolutely. They do.
So the fans really do the same fucking thing. And I truly feel that way. So I had a glimmer of hope, not only because we swept in 2011, but because I've been watching hockey for a while. And Washington has not been to the Eastern Conference Finals. Not only have they not been since Ovechkin has been there, but they haven't been since 1998. All right? So to me, that's 20 years because we're in 2018 right now. But for some reason,
math.
the commentators say 19 years. So maybe if you actually count it, it's 19 years.
Depending on the season,
But to me, it's
maybe,
20 years.
is what they're counting.
And that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You're probably right. But in my head, it's 20 fucking years.
Of course.
So, all these things are coming together. So, yes, even though I was saying there ain't no fucking chance just to keep my shitty attitude up, I had
There's
a glimmer of hope. So, game 1, we lost 4-2. Now, 4-2, all right, we played like shit the first 2 periods.
Yeah.
We started to come back in the third period, all right? So, I really thought that the way we played in the third period was going to carry over with some momentum
Yep.
to game 2 at home. Boy, was I fucking wrong. All right. Again, there was that glimmer of hope again that I completely fucked up
You gotta
with my
quit.
superstitions.
You gotta quit hoping.
That's right. So that's why I gotta keep this shitty attitude. So after that, I said, you know what? There ain't no fucking way. We're going to be swept. And by the way, in game 2, we lost 6-2. So I said, we're going to be swept. And what happened?
So now you knew.
Now I knew. My glimmer of hope, whatever was there, was completely gone.
You knew.
I knew, absolutely.
It's over.
So Game 3, we go up to Washington. We win 4-2. I was like, holy fuck. But then I said, okay.
It's one game.
It's one game. Who the fuck cares? And what I really didn't want was for us to steal a win on the road, force a game 5 where we would come back to Tampa, and I would have to face those entitled jackasses. And mind you, there's no reason why Washington fans have to act the way they do, because they really haven't had. They've proved nothing. They've beaten Pittsburgh for the first time in the playoffs ever.
And so, what's the reason for Lightning fans acting the way they do?
Because we have been to the Eastern Conference Finals for the third time in 4 years,
and
so
that entitles you
because we've been there more often than Washington.
But you haven't won.
But we do have a cup.
Oh, ooh.
We have a cup in 2004.
Ooh.
Washington has never won a cup.
One cup 12 years ago.
I'm sorry. Who has more cups? Tampa or Washington? I'm sorry.
I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter.
Okay, but I'm
talk about
telling that
fans?
to the
Let's
fans.
Talk about the Tampa fans.
Who are getting into
They're not
our
any
faces.
better. They're not any better. Because I've gone to a few Tampa games as a Bruins fan. You're all pieces of shit. Doesn't matter. You're all pieces of shit.
Well, you're wearing a Bruins jersey, so I mean...
No, I wasn't.
No?
No.
So, what were you wearing?
I don't know, T-shirt.
Okay.
But I was a Bruins fan. People picked that out.
So, just out of curiosity, all right?
Mm-hmm.
What did you... Was there anything that you did that stood out that said that you were a Bruins fan?
I celebrated for the Bruins when they scored. That's about it.
And that's fine.
Yeah, of course.
I have some unwritten rules, if you will, all right, when it comes to home fans and visiting fans. I've been a home fan, obviously.
Yep.
And I've been a visiting fan.
Yeah, me too. So have I.
And I feel when you are in your home arena, it's kind of like your house.
Oh, of course it is.
Right?
Of course it is.
I don't want to say that you can act like an ass, but you can act the way you want.
Exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that.
Okay.
To an extent.
Absolutely.
How
to
you
an
want
extent.
for your team.
Absolutely. Now,
Not to be a complete
I
piece of
do
shit.
not get in fans' faces unless they get into mine.
See,
and they upset me.
And I'm not that kind of person. I don't just get in people's faces for no reason.
Then you know what? There are shitty fans in every single sports league
everywhere
who follow every sports
every city.
team. Absolutely.
Every sport, every city.
So, and on behalf of every Tampa team, I apologize for the shit that you went through.
Do you?
All right.
Do you?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay.
Because I don't feel, because I truly believe that you were not in any of the Tampa fans' faces.
No.
Now, I will say,
But people
as
like
a Tampa
to get rowdy,
fan,
and
absolutely.
I understand.
As a Tampa fan, it's very difficult because people move here, all right, to Florida.
Florida is not
it's full of transients.
It's not a hometown state.
Absolutely. They keep their original allegiances. So
Of course.
I guarantee that there's people who I saw in that Boston series who are acting like complete fuckheads, all right,
Mm-hmm.
who I'd be willing to bet have Tampa jerseys at home.
For other sports.
Because they live here.
Yeah.
But they are from Massachusetts.
Of course.
And,
I'm-
that's just
and I'm
something I
from-
got to deal with.
and I'm
but I
from
don't know who
Massachusetts.
those people are.
No, of course not. And I'm from Massachusetts, and I don't have any Tampa jerseys because I am still a Boston fan because that's what I grew up with.
And I respect the shit out of that.
But
that's fine.
But I'm not gonna get in your face about it.
And that's fine. Yeah, absolutely.
No point to.
But I mean, I've been a visiting fan before, and our team won. But I don't root when the home team gets a penalty. I don't boo the home team when they come out on the ice.
No.
I don't start a chant to say, let's go, Lightning or Bolts, who are my team, that happen to be the visiting team. I've actually been told by a home fan that I have been the most polite visiting fan they've ever met. Mainly because I know how I don't want to be treated in my home arena.
Absolutely. People get a little lacquered up and they like to go crazy.
Absolutely. Anyway, we've completely gotten off the subject.
Way off topic.
So back to the Washington
Lightning
Lightning
let's
series.
move the fuck
Absolutely.
on. Bring it back to episode 1.
So Hey, just because I got to keep my my shitty attitude, I do believe that we're going to lose the next 2 games. All right, so that would be
a
one
technicality.
in Tampa and one in Washington.
I just want to put this on the record. If
We
they,
are tied
if they
2-2, by the way.
do
in the
lose,
series.
it's going to be our fault for having you talk about it.
And I'll try not to text both of you assholes and say that, but no promises.
Okay. As long as we don't take you golfing, we'll be okay.
But I promise you I will not be going to Capital Tacos until the series is over.
We should honestly go tomorrow. It is some of the best tacos
I'm
you'll
ready.
ever have in your life.
I'll go.
I'm down to go
It's been a while since I've been.
tomorrow.
It's fantastic.
And I want to get a little Washington because they give you license plates instead of like numbers.
Yes, they call you on a plate.
And
A
may I
steak
say
plate.
also, and they're right, when you order your food, they give you a license plate.
A mini
for
license
a
plate.
steak. It's a mini
It's not a
license
full
plate.
size.
You are correct. And ironically, when I went there, all right, Capital Tacos, we're playing the Washington Capitals. In the last series, we played the Boston Bruins. I got, a license plate that said Massachusetts, Beantown. How
Capital Tacos.
unlucky can you fucking be?
Well, you can be fairly lucky because you beat Boston. No?
Unlucky.
I mean, how unlucky can
My
you
brother
be?
had
You can be unlucky,
no
but
words really. He was speechless when I gave him the mic. But
he wasn't ready.
All signs really pointed to I completely fucked this shit up for game 1 when I went to Capital Tacos, got a Beantown, Massachusetts license plate for my food.
Well, I don't agree, but we can move on.
But go Lightning. I hope we're in
Rick?
the Caps head. But you never know. I truly believe that this
determined.
is a different Capitals team than previous seasons.
Well, obviously.
Because they made
So
it
is every
to the
team.
Eastern Conference Finals.
So is every team.
Especially Vegas.
Bringing it back around. Anyway, can we...
Jeez.
Rick, what are you
He's
doing?
not even opening his mouth like I'm giving him his my cock. Come on, if I give him my cock.
No, you went long-winded, man. I wasn't listening to half that, honestly.
Oh, I know. Just been waiting for you to steal the mic back so we can move on.
Dick here is super passionate about the Lightning. A little too much.
Clearly.
A little too much. But his insight is usually spot on. I usually don't disagree with some of the shit he says in terms of NHL. It's always NHL's always been his thing. I know enough to carry a conversation, but I'm not fluent. It's not my second language. But I do like the Lightning's chances going into Game 5. They come out with Game 5. They're sitting good. They're sitting good. I think Las Vegas closes it out here in 2 nights, and I think
Probably.
astoundingly enough, man, if you were one of those people that betted 500 to 1 that the Las Vegas would make it to the Stanley Cup, you just made a little bit of money.
A little cash
Little
money.
Cash money.
Cash money.
Little free money. Free 99.
Free 99. Time to play.
Well, I think it's time for some current events.
Current events?
Current events.
We didn't have anything else, right? Not for right now.
That was pretty slow.
I think I had a
sports
couple
week.
other notes, but I think we can. It's
I mean, the biggest thing.
we've gone
this-
an hour and 15 minutes mostly on sports.
I mean, to recap the NBA this week,
No, I don't think we need to.
Celtics, if they win Game 3, they're going to sweep Cleveland. You win Game 3, you sweep Cleveland. I
It's
think
moving.
so.
It's moving. That
think
actually surprised me.
One thing, this ties back into what we said last week. When we were going through the NBA drafts of the previous years and we got on Ben Simmons, he was the 2016 first overall pick.
Yes.
Spent the whole season injured. Played his first full season in his second year. We argued that, in my opinion, he could be up for Rookie of the Year because, he didn't really play in the first season. So your rookie season is dictated by your play on the court.
Well, that's it.
If you didn't get on, right?
You didn't really have your rookie season. We talked about
Not
this.
to go long-winded, Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz, not too happy about that. He was actually wearing Adidas sweatshirts with the definition of rookie. It came down to the final 3. We have Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum. Those are three superstars, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just funny. Donovan Mitchell protesting. Kind of blew up, but I think Donovan Mitchell is going to win it. I do. I think he's proven himself. I think he's going to be a superstar for Utah and a team that really needs
I
talent.
think they're all going to be.
Tatum, man,
Tatum's
especially
on fire.
with the playoff experience
Absolutely.
this year. Damn,
He is killing it.
Couldn't be happier.
Absolutely not.
That's pretty much all I got for the. You know me, I don't care about the Western Conference. I don't care who wins. Houston shit the bed game 1. I heard they won game 2. Good for them.
Yeah.
Current events.
Events.
Another school shooting.
Kind of a rant. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get real
Yeah.
depressing. Let's get real depressing.
What my
a lot of innocent people died in the last 2 days.
what I saw though
Start the school shooting.
was a shotgun and a revolver is what was used. That's the article that I saw.
That's kind of hard for me to believe because a shotgun. I've shot a shotgun. That is, I mean, I can't believe I'm.
You can do
I can't
some damage.
believe I'm going to put myself in these shoes. It's not something I would use for shooting. God, I can't believe I went there.
You're an asshole.
Woo!
But
I'm sorry. If
but
I offended
honestly,
someone,
see that's the thing
You
though.
offended me.
I don't
This
care.
I can
No,
see
don't care
this.
about you.
I can see this going one of two ways. This can go to the conspiracy theorists saying that now they're just having somebody do something other than a machine gun, so we
Well,
can ban all guns.
Did I explain the conspiracy theory about the Parkland? Parkland was the
Parkland, Florida.
That was the Florida. Did I tell you the conspiracy theory about that one?
I don't think so.
That one made me really think. And let me preface conspiracy theories. I like to listen to them because I like to think how other people think. I like to
course,
think.
yeah.
I like to
understand.
I like to read and understand how other people
Yeah.
think and see things. And I know a lot of these flat Earth chemtrails. A
Well,
lot of
it's-
it's
a lot of it's all
it's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion on Parkland. When I read the conspiracy theory, honest to goodness, made me think.
Yeah.
It was one of the first ones that I went, shit, I need to think. So let me, if you're listening from Florida, you know the details. I'll hit them really quick. Parkland, kid walks in with an AR, does not stand for assault rifle. What does it stand for? Air.
No,
I will look it up.
you're trying to test me here,
I need a young
and
Jamie.
I don't remember.
It's not. I hate when people are like, "An assault rifle 15." It's not what it stands for.
No.
But nonetheless, it's a semi-automatic gun.
Armalite.
Armalite. That's what it
Armalite
is.
rifle.
That's what it is. Great. The story in the newspaper: kid walks into the school. He's 19. He's a graduate. He walks into the school he graduated from, and guns down a bunch of kids. That's the short story, right?
Yep.
Back when we start digging, it's been reported
There's some discrepancies.
37 to 42 calls to the police. FBI had been to his house twice. The kid himself called the Broward County Sheriff's Department asking them to take his guns away because he felt like a danger to himself. No one took the guns away.
And I don't know that that's a conspiracy. That's just
Those
the
are
system
facts.
fucking up.
These are facts.
That's the system fucking up.
Those are facts.
That we keep talking about, where are the checks and balances? Well, here were the fucking checks and balances, and nobody did anything about it because everybody's too fucking lazy.
During the shooting, this school specifically had a paid sheriff's officer sitting outside to protect students from incidents like this. The guy never went into the school. He waited almost 4.5 minutes. Other sheriff's officers from Broward County show up, and they were told to stand down and stay outside. Miami County shows up, and they were told to stand down even though they wanted to go in. Those are baseline facts for the story. Now, this is where the conspiracy theorists come in. You have a kid that had 37 to 42 calls to the sheriff's FBI office. No one Baker Acted this kid. Now, for those of you that don't understand what a Baker Act is, Baker Act is when a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a mental health professional, or a physician can hold you on a 72-hour psychiatric evaluation. In my previous job, I administratively ran an emergency room. It's not very hard to put someone under a Baker Act in the state of Florida. It's not. In my opinion, purely my opinion, any more than 2 or 3 calls to the sheriff's office warrants plenty.
Red flag.
Plenty.
Red flag.
The first call, fine. Second call, that's my red flag. When you get a call a third time, now we need to
Do something.
we need to evaluate
Do
this
something.
kid.
30 times?
When you get
40 times?
37 to 42, you're
Ridiculous.
In trouble. The conspiracy theory goes like this, that earlier in the day, Donald Trump was going to sign off on the release of documents stating that Hillary Clinton was essentially spying on him via the FBI, and it was signed off on by a lot of people higher than her and people in the FBI. They were spying on his campaign, every campaign manager, because you have a couple, a bunch of campaign representatives. They were trying to find an edge because they realized they were losing in numbers. Now, this is highly illegal. You're not allowed to do that. You can get advantages other ways, but you cannot spy. You cannot screen phone calls, emails, things like that. And she did this, and he was signing off on releasing these documents. The conspiracy theorists believe that Parkland was staged in order to detract from these coming out, and it is true. If you do search these documents, it's an acronym, and I forget the name, and I know it's terrible for the story. That is true. They did come out that day. I did read the documents. It does corroborate everything that the conspiracy theorists say.
Well, in the last few years with a lot of these school shootings, that's been the basis of a lot of the conspiracies, is that it was set up for some other reason.
To cover up something.
To cover something.
Yeah. And look, when you see something like Sandy Hook where kids die, I don't think that's a conspiracy.
But there were also a lot of discrepancies there when you start digging in.
I will never contest a child dying. High school. Let's dig. Let's figure it out. It sucks. It sucks because it's a child.
You still gotta dig.
I know.
You still if
it's muddy.
Honestly, there's more reason to dig.
It's muddy. It's terrible.
Absolutely, it's terrible. So why not dig?
I know.
That's why I can.
And
I'm not a crazy conspiracist,
but when you I'm saying
you gotta
this,
look.
I hate to take this
because there's a lot of discrepancies in a lot of these shootings.
I hate to take this podcast in a somber note, but when you look at a kid that's had 37 phone calls to
that's
FBI,
just the system failing.
But look, this is
that's the
again,
system failing. That's laziness.
This is part of their story.
Do something.
This is part of their story. Who's to say that the Democratic Party or the Republican, whatever party, went, you know what? We got a ticking time bomb in this kid. Everyone's going to believe it. So we're just going to hold him in our back pocket.
Well,
hey, and here's the kicker to this.
But how do you get that through local police?
But here's the
you know what? Like, there's a lot of different people that had to go to his house, and not one of them.
And here's the kicker. There's teachers.
That's a bit much.
There's teachers that have gone on record, and a lot of these videos on YouTube are mysteriously being taken down. I've seen one myself, which has been taken down. A teacher's describing the person they saw as the shooter, and they described him as north of 6 foot, which the kid was not that tall.
Yeah, different person.
Full armor, a helmet with mask.
Yep.
The kid was wearing jeans and a t-shirt and was mysteriously taken down just outside the school.
Yeah.
Look. Your job is to...
Students were saying that.
I'm sorry. As a first responder...
So if you believe in conspiracies, then how about that teacher being paid to say they saw that shit?
Hey, I'm not saying I believe in it. But when you look at the facts, all I'm saying is makes you think.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's it. That's all I'm saying. There's in my mind, there's no way this kid gets through 37 phone calls without one psychiatric
absolutely
admission.
not.
There's no
Absolutely
way.
not. And then I heard the same thing that students even were saying.
Yes.
They looked down the hallway and saw what they thought was a cop
man,
or a SWAT team
yeah.
member.
That's exactly what
in
they're describing.
full suit. And then this kid gets arrested not wearing that?
Jeans and a red polo, I believe.
Yeah, how does that?
But that, when you look at the shooting, you said shotgun. And I don't know much about it. So
no, and
I'll let you talk.
I don't either. I briefly was looking at that. I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about it or not. But I found a quick article, and it was in Santa Fe, Texas. And it was
shotgun?
looked at that he had a shotgun and a revolver.
38 revolver.
And a revolver.
That was legally
like I said,
owned by his father.
Different ways you can go with that.
Governor Greg Abbott.
Yeah.
That's a bad look.
No, that's an absolute bad look.
And I believe they're saying that he targeted students he didn't like.
But that's the thing.
Spared people he did.
That's so the article that I read definitely said that, but it was said that he allegedly shot at people he knew, but then read a quote from him saying he was shooting people he didn't like. So obviously he knew them, but the initial statement was a little vague because it was almost like he was shooting at people he liked. But then it was obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a little. There's a little convolution there, per usual.
Yeah. No school shooting should ever happen. It's really it's an unfortunate situation.
Absolutely.
It's gonna give I heard one politician say we need to do more than pray, and it's all they're always going to turn it political. It sucks that they do it so quickly. You don't even give a chance. You don't even give people the chance to mourn, and you want to put them on national television to talk about their son or daughter dying. What do you think they're going to say? They're going to be angry. And I know this is a controversial statement, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to own it. I don't believe guns are the problem.
It's not.
I don't.
They're not the problem.
I think, people kill people. Guns don't.
Absolutely.
I just saw a video the other day. A man ran up to a group of women and tried to assault a woman. He pulled a gun on her. And the other woman
pulled the gun out
and shot him right there.
Perfect. Center mash, just like she was supposed to. Kicked his gun away.
I only speak for the state of Florida. And I know we just had the Parkland shooting. But if you're here locally, you hear about it all the time. Patrons walking down the street helping other patrons that are carrying guns.
Absolutely.
We had the movie theater shooter.
Yep.
Gunned down by a civilian inside the theater in Florida.
Yep.
I don't believe that lady was from Florida. I don't know what state that was from. But it happens quite frequently here in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
And I bet it happens quite frequently in the state of Texas. And in other states that have...
We have
a little. I don't want to say we have relaxed laws because I think it's still. I don't think.
No,
people
no.
think
There's
it's very
still
simple
there's
to get
still
a gun, and
specific laws.
I don't think it's as easy as
it's
people
still
think.
specific laws, but you can do it as long as you have a clean background.
Yeah.
There's checks and balances
look,
like there's supposed to be.
That's the problem with that kid from Parkland.
The biggest thing in Florida, like I grew up in Massachusetts, there's a huge difference growing up there and coming here. Stand your ground and retreat. Mm-hmm. In Florida, we have a stand your ground rule. Somebody comes at you and attacks you, you are legally able to shoot them to protect yourself and others around you.
And I think that's a good law.
In a lot of other states that have these tight gun laws, you can get a gun. You can get a license to get a gun. It's very hard.
New York is strict. New York State is very strict.
You can still get a license to get a gun. It's very hard. But you have to retreat.
Yes.
So even if you get a gun, have a license to use it. If you use it, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to retreat. Let them kill you. Let them rob you.
A gun really doesn't make you any more safe.
It doesn't matter.
Look,
it doesn't matter.
I'm a proprietor of the Second Amendment. I'm a proprietor of stand your ground laws. I truly am.
Absolutely.
For the sheer safety. Look, people want to bash the NRA. Not one of the school shootings, not one of the mass shootings. No one from the NRA has ever committed a mass shooting crime.
No.
I'm not saying they've never committed a crime like a DUI or anything like that.
Of course, shit happens.
Yeah. But when it comes to gun laws, they're law-abiding citizens, and they're signing up for an affiliation.
Yeah.
Right? Look, when CNN decided to do that town hall meeting for the Parkland students, that was disgusting. It was a disgusting act.
Yeah.
And, God bless Dana Latch from the NRA for standing up there and taking that vitriol. God bless her. People wanted to beat her up in the media. I don't give a fuck what you say. God bless her. She literally let a 15-year-old tell her, hey, I'm going to take more care of your daughter and your son more than you ever will. And she sat there and gave her a very politically correct, non-committal statement. That's a tough pill to swallow. As a mother or father, if somebody made a comment about my child, especially being, under the age of 18, I'm going to be pissed off. And I get it. She just watched students die, but CNN's putting them up there literally for ratings.
Yeah.
Literally for ratings.
That's what they're doing, of course.
And I'm not a biggest Marco Rubio fan, but I commend Marco Rubio for not really taking the turn and going, yeah, let's knock these laws down. Look, changing the Second Amendment I don't think helps anything. I think the Second Amendment's there for a reason, and it should stay.
Of course. No, and
Stand your ground should stay.
I completely agree with having in-depth background checks.
That's my point.
It's not the gun that's the problem.
In Florida for the Parkland was the fact that, one, that kid was never Baker Acted. That kid was never put through the system. Also, most states, all states, none of the states are required to use the NICS system. That is the background checking system that's the access that the gun shops use in order to see if you have a felony or a prior psychiatric admission.
Absolutely.
States are not required to use the NICS system. States should be required to use the NICS system because that's going to get a lot of people out of the gun pool.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
This shooting that happened yesterday, the kid took the gun from his father. Look, Dad, lock the gun up.
That's
lock the gun
on the
up.
dad.
Don't put the gun underneath your pillow or your mattress.
No.
We've been to Shoot Straight. The safes aren't that expensive. Most of them are now keypads or fingerprint. Go get yourself a safe. If you can afford the $1,000 gun, you can afford the safe. Lock the damn thing up. Be responsible, right? A lot of this comes down to responsibility.
Yeah.
Be responsible.
Most of it.
It was on the Florida Sheriff's Department to Baker Act this kid 5 years ago
and get the guns away from him.
It was on this
you should
governor.
never have had access.
It was on this governor to keep this gun in this kid's hand. Mm-hmm. And don't feed me that bullshit that they go, I never saw this coming. Because when you ask students of these child shooters, they go, oh, we saw this coming.
Oh, yeah. He was saying this, he was saying that.
If as a parent
bullshit.
You can stand up there and tell me, I didn't see this coming from this kid or my kid. You're lying.
You're lying to yourself and you're lying to everybody.
You're lying. Pay attention to your kids, man. Hug them more. Love them. I don't know. I don't have any kids. I don't know the answer. I don't know if there is.
But you can tell if there's something fucked up going on.
I don't know what the answer is, but pay attention to your kids more often. It goes a long way.
Absolutely.
It goes a long way.
Absolutely.
We live in this world where we just hire nannies. 2 and 3 nannies for one kid. Fuck off. Raise your own kid. Pay attention to your child. You created the damn thing. Take care of it.
Goddamn right.
And Dick's over here laughing, but I'm being very serious. Tell me that wouldn't help the problem.
I completely agree. The only thing I'm thinking about, though, is you had mentioned a woman being shot in a movie theater in Florida.
I believe it was Florida. It wasn't a woman, but it was a guy pulled a gun in a movie theater and a patron in the movie theater shot him.
Correct. You had said a female. I just
watched I sent him a video on Instagram where a man pulled a gun on a group of females. She whipped out a pistol out of her purse and she shot him point blank. It was awesome. It's awesome.
But you did say female.
Did I say female
for the movie theater? You did.
My apologies.
This person actually apparently he was texting in the previews. And I guess the guy didn't like it. He walked out to his car, got a gun, went back into the theater, and shot the man. And I believe shot the woman through her hand because she tried to put her hand up.
She did.
To protect her husband.
Yes, sir.
To, catch the bullet, if
That
you
is
will.
correct, yeah.
So it's a very sad story.
Yeah, look, it all comes down to responsibility. Responsibility in yourself. If you're an adult committing these crimes, it's responsibility in yourself, right? If you're a child committing these crimes, hey, look, I don't want to hear a parent of a child going, "I didn't see this coming." I don't want to hear that. I don't ever want to hear that.
Because then you're not paying attention.
Look, your
problem.
Your kid just either shot at or killed another student or another group of students. At least go up there and have the balls to go, "Look, I'm sorry." If the first word out of your mouth isn't "I'm sorry," and then followed by "we were working on some things," or "we were trying some things out," maybe been a little too late. I don't want to. If you're just gonna sit there and go, "I didn't see this coming," I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear your voice. I don't.
Yeah. No.
I don't.
Absolutely not.
I don't see how that's possible.
Getting hot.
Man, I'm getting hot.
We're getting hot here.
No, but I'm like, I say this. I think I've said this frequently. I'm very passionate about the Bill of Rights. If you look, I do my best to keep up with politics. I don't do it as much as I should as an American citizen. But if you don't have love for the Bill of Rights and our freedoms, I will never vote for you ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, back to the betting thing, and since we're on low politics, yeah, just go.
Bringing it back around.
Get a little tipsy here on our sponsorship here. The betting thing was a big win for Chris Christie because he was really the first one to do it, and he's kind of lost his luster as a political candidate.
Yeah.
So
might bring him back in the limelight.
I'll take a swig for Chris Christie. It might
pouring one down.
It might
for
be
Chris.
His last win ever.
Pouring one down for Chris.
It might
real
be
quick.
his last win ever.
That's great. What else we got?
We also
Current
had
events.
today a Cuban plane went down. 100 people died.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's why I said when we started this, I go, a lot of people died in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know this, and I did a little bit of research into this. I am half Cuban, so this is a little bit of. I was very alarmed when I read some of these things about Cuban aviation.
Oh my God, This feels like a story coming on.
Yeah. So today, more than 100 people were killed when a Boeing 737 crashed soon after takeoff from Havana. Only 3 survivors, which is astounding to me. We all know what a 737 looks like.
It's a big plane.
It crashed a few miles away from Havana, so we know we at least got up to 10,000 feet.
You're up there.
Let's say 7,500 guaranteed.
Yeah.
When you think of a plane crashing a few miles after takeoff, that's alarming for anybody to survive. So I can only imagine the agony those 3 people.
Oh, absolutely, got to be terrible.
Our thoughts go out to the families of anybody that died this week, and of course I got to go out to the survivors because I couldn't put myself in their shoes. But one of the things I read is that the Cuban aviation committee, or whatever you want to call it, they've been renting planes from other companies, so they're calling this a maintenance thing, which is a real bad look for the country.
Well, yeah, and I mean, honestly, if you're gonna rent a plane from another company, you should still inspect it. Am I wrong? I mean, if you're going to take something from somebody else and say, yeah, this is good to go, shouldn't you inspect it yourself?
100%. There should be a rigorous vetting process, right? Because you're not gonna. We're talking airplanes, ladies and gentlemen. You're not gonna rent something.
I mean, nowadays they're
down,
safe,
right?
but you also need to make sure there's nothing wrong.
Yeah. So it was flying from Havana to the capital, Holguin.
And so it only got a couple miles away from.
They say they estimate a couple of miles.
That's not very far for a plane. A couple miles. I mean, that's quick.
No,
that's
so
quick.
They might
have been 5,000 feet.
Yeah, it might have been low.
They might not have been that high.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple miles moves quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about that.
I'm trying to pull where they got this exact plane from.
Interesting.
I believe this was a Mexican plane. So that calls into question even more. And no disrespect to the country of Mexico, but I'm not sure they have any laws. I'm honestly not.
I mean, there's some laws, but
Yeah.
It's Mexico.
So I believe this was a Mexican originated aircraft, and
Okay.
because the Mexican
Now
transport,
I've flown in Mexico and never had any issues. Not one. I've flown in Mexico
I fly
internally a few times.
I fly my fair share of international
No
flights.
issues.
The one airport that I have come across internationally that I will avoid with the plague is San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Well, it's not Mexico.
I will not land there. I've taken cruises. I've never flown in Mexico, so I can't speak.
I've done it a few times, and
I've been there.
you
Cruises and crossing the border.
the thing is
and
too, shit happens.
never had a problem.
I mean, shit happens. With what was it? Within the last month, the Southwest was having a terrible month last month.
Oh, bad month.
But they're very known for not having any issues. So shit happens.
Yeah. So the Mexican Transportation Department said on its website, during the takeoff, the plane apparently suffered a problem and dived straight to the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
they're sending investigators to see exactly what happened.
Yeah, figure it out.
Because of course they're going to claim that it wasn't on their end. And
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're Cuba, who are you going to blame? You're going to blame Mexican aviation. But really and truly, I mean, this is going to fall on you.
Well, again, it's on. Like I said, it's on them. You're going to rent an aircraft from somebody else. You need to do your own checks and balances, because you don't know what their checks and balances are. So you need to make sure it's up to standard, or your standard, which for an airplane should be international standard.
Yeah, Boeing's going to send investigators as well. Mexico is sending.
Sounds like a good option.
Earlier this month, Boeing, the company, was ordered to suspend flights of 6 of its Russian-built AN-158 aircrafts. So, it'll be interesting to see where the blame goes. At the end of the day, we were carnies at one point in our lives.
Of course.
And it was sad because we operated a roller coaster here locally.
Yep.
And if you don't know what a roller coaster is, a big metal thing you get on. You're kind of safe, kind of not. Kind of go in circles.
You don't know what a roller coaster is?
Why not? You know our demographic.
Why don't you live a little?
Have you seen our demographic? Have you seen our metrics?
Who is our demographic?
Yeah, our demographic. Man, it's an ugly population.
TBKoW.
Yeah.
Third fucking episode.
We don't have listeners. Never mind
I got
a
metrics.
demographic.
I got metrics.
Never mind a demographic.
I got demographics.
Where were you going with this?
We in our roller coaster deal, we had a touchscreen deal, and our mechanics, who were aviation mechanics, they said our technology, and you saw how old that technology was.
Oh yeah,
was more advanced than modern airplanes. So
yeah, but
look, we got to get better at this, right?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, but at some point we got to get better at this. I mean, look at the Malaysian airline that just went missing, and this week, you know what they're blaming it on? This week they're officially putting the blame on the pilot. They said the pilot was able to dodge the radars because he had over 20,000 flights. He was able to systematically dodge the radars and dunk it in the Indian Ocean.
It's a bad egg.
No,
I'm not going
to say they're wrong, but the plane disappeared.
Russia.
Right? We're not talking Amelia Earhart. We're talking 2016.
Russia.
2016 was when I went down.
I believe so.
We're talking 2016, ladies and gentlemen. We're not talking Amelia Earhart. Okay?
Russia.
I don't know. Just got to get better.
Always.
We got to get better, man. We got the VR and all this other garbage that people want to spend money on. Why don't we spend a little money on these airplanes, man? Like you said, the Southwest, a chunk of its main cabin just goes flying off. Imagine being on that flight.
I've been on a lot of planes.
First
never
thing,
seen nothing like that.
Let me tell you what, and I'll tell you a story. I normally do not take direct flights into Nevis. I normally go into St. Kitts. I took one semester. I did take a flight directly into Nevis. And it was raining leaving Miami. It's the first and last time I went to San Juan. We had a connection in San Juan. This plane could not get its engine going. So they literally jammed what looked like the end of a broomstick into the propeller. It was a prop plane. And miraculously it got going. Red flag number one.
Just needed a little love.
Probably should have been like, I think I need to get off at this
Just
point.
needed a little love.
But you know what? I was already, I think, 2 days late for the semester, and I said, well, it's as good as it's going to get.
Let's make it.
So, you know
Let's
what? We got about an hour and a half. I think we can do this. In a matter of 90 minutes, we nosedive 3 times. But I'm talking nosedive. I'm sitting next to a married couple. She's in her white dress. And she's like, oh, I'm going to Nevis. I'm like, you're making the worst decision of your life. No one wants to come there. I'm so sorry for you. We nosedived the first time, and we get back to standard, and she looks at me and she goes, was that normal? Of course not. Of course not. Have you ever been on a plane that nosedived? No, neither have I. Second time we nosedive, she starts crying. Third time, and my hands up.
They started fucking.
I could see the water out my window. If I could drop a tape measure,
inches.
I'm gonna say we're about maybe
Talking about
we're in
inches.
between 100 and 200 feet.
Talking about
literally from being in the
inches.
ocean. And for some ungodly reason, he was able to correct it. But this was a steep nosedive. Now these people are screaming. People are screaming. This married couple are kissing, screaming, crying, and snotting all over each other. And you know what? It's not how I want to die.
It's not how anybody wants to die.
I want to die in peace.
It's not how anybody wants to die.
My only question is, why didn't you join in with the married couple? Say, listen, I want to get my nuts off before I die.
That's a good question.
It's not a bad question.
I was too busy yelling at them. I literally started yelling at these people. And I said, I believe, and I quote, if you're going to die, and I'm screaming, if you're going to die, do you really want to die crying? And shut up and sit down. And they did. They calmed down. We hit the fucking tarmac. He rolls all the way into the grass. Somehow turns it around. We landed safely. But we got to get better. We got to get better at aviation. I don't know anything about it. Just got to get better. Got to get better
At everything.
at everything. We got these damn VRs that are making you walk through a whole video game. We can't make planes not disappear. Give me a break. Don't give me that Bermuda Triangle conspiracy theory.
Hey, man. That shit's real.
But, on serious note, this is going to be the worst disaster for, the Cubans outside probably the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Well, they got a good record going. That's a long time.
You never want to see a plane go down like that. You never want to see 100 plus people die.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
This is... for me, this is probably going to fall on the Cuban maintenance. Like, there's got to be a better way of getting these planes. If you are renting these planes, man, get better at it.
It's on you. It's on you. You rent.
Yeah.
It's on you.
Yeah, it was just pretty sad last 2 days, man. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty somber last 2 days.
On a lighter note.
Yeah, like can someone bring something
on a
better?
lighter note?
Yeah, John.
My current events.
Jock.
Maybe it was. I think it was you sent a clip to the group chat. Canadians, eh?
Sidebar.
Can I just start with Canadians?
Yeah, hold on. Sidebar. Our Instagram group chat of the Good Brothers.
It's pretty awful.
It might be the greatest and worst thing.
It might be the best kind of worst.
Oh, that's why the podcast is called The Best Kind of Worst.
I feel like now that you bring that up, though,
let's
I feel like
definitely
maybe
talk about Tim Hortons.
But I feel like maybe we're not as risque as I feel we should be.
We could definitely
for the
get
name we have.
I think when we start filming, like, and I want to do some vlogs too, like weekend
Once we get the
vlogs.
whole thing going,
It's
it's
it's like Elon Musk sleeping at the Tesla factory. He's on the line trying to figure out the kinks.
we're
Ryan.
just figuring it out.
Yeah.
We're just figuring it
Ryan
out.
does most of our electronics and editing and stuff like that, and it's a one man show. I literally just come here and talk bullshit.
Yeah.
My hat's off to him. He's doing the best that we can, and once we get in that groove of putting these,
We'll get it working right.
it's
We'll
gonna
get it
be
working
good.
right.
But yeah, let's definitely talk about this Canadian lady.
Now, I've spent a lot of time in Canada.
Dick, have you seen the video?
Have you seen the video of the lady in Tim Hortons?
I have not.
Oh, hold on.
So you have no clue what we're talking about.
That's correct.
Okay, so let's set this up a little bit. He has no clue
He's
what we're
gotta
talking
see
about.
this live. I wanna hear his reaction.
Exactly. But so get it ready, but let's hold it for a second. Now, I've spent a lot of time in Canada over the years. Now,
First of all, let's just make sure our viewers, like you actually see us, our listeners actually understand what Tim Hortons is. Tim Hortons is the Canadian version of Starbucks. Plain and simple.
no, you're wrong.
Okay.
See, I heard Canadian Wawa.
No, you're both wrong.
Also,
Tim
don't
Hortons.
care. Not American.
Tim Hortons is the Canadian version of Dunkin' Donuts.
I hate Dunkin' Donuts. I hate it already.
Well, that's on you, baby.
We'll go with Starbucks.
That's on you.
You know.
No,
when,
Starbucks sucks a big old cock.
So here's the. Let me.
Starbucks sucks.
Let me fuck you up with some truth here. Let me.
I'm not saying that doesn't happen,
Let me fuck you up with some truth here.
but I'm gonna tell you real quick. Tim Hortons is the shit, and I'm not Canadian, but I spent a lot of time there.
You probably should
Every
move then.
time
Probably-
I go to that
move there.
country, every time I go to that country, I cannot wait to leave, but I cannot wait to get Tim Hortons.
So the Canadian, all she talks about
The
is
Canadian,
fucking Tim Hortons.
because it's
Tim Hortons, right?
fantastic.
So when
It's
she flew
fantastic.
in, when she flew in last, she brought me some of their Tim Bits, which is for the Americans, the original Munchkins from
Dunkin' Donuts.
Munchkins origin
course.
1972, Tidbits 1977.
You have these
So,
stats.
The original.
Is that real?
It's real.
Are those real numbers?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I have to.
now I'm gonna believe
I have
you.
I have
I'm-
to get facts with the Asian. 'Cause she
You
don't
tell
believe
me,
me.
I'm gonna
She don't
believe
believe
it.
me. I've ruined it. All the bullshit I tell her, don't believe me.
Don't
Half the
believe it.
things I
Don't
say.
believe it.
She brought me the Timbits.
Well,
They were good.
But she brought them from Canada.
Same day. Same day. Within 6 hours. They were good. I don't like Dunkin' Donuts. Don't
Well, see,
like.
that's the thing. So
So-
that's not your thing. But so with knowing that,
Eh.
wouldn't you compare it more to Dunkin' Donuts than Starbucks?
would.
And
I
it's
would.
definitely
I
not
would.
a Wawa. It's nothing like a Wawa. It's not a fucking gas station with sandwiches.
It's closer to being a Starbucks than a Wawa.
Absolutely, because Starbucks is a
So
coffee
it's
place.
more of a Starbucks than a Wawa's, more of a Dunkin' Donuts than a Starbucks.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. You got it.
We've just established we're idiots.
If you ever go to Canada, get one of their French vanillas.
I think that's her drink. Or like
Of
the
course it
caramel
is.
Macchiato.
Get the French vanilla.
All
it's,
right.
it's basically a cappuccino.
Let John watch this damn video.
Fantastic. So, anyway, there's a video of a lady in Tim Hortons.
He'll
and
edit out.
So no. So we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna bring it over to you.
I'm not gonna get it
And
right. Dick!
make sure you talk. Make sure you.
Yeah, there's a
I know how to talk.
live reaction.
Oh, it's a stupid song.
Yeah, let the song play.
All right. Well,
No, fuck the song. She gonna take her shirt off or what?
Now, what do you think she's gonna do?
I have no idea.
What do you think she's gonna
She's
do?
going ape shit. She's taking her. Oh my god. Is she taking? Oh my gosh. She just took a shit on the floor and then threw it at the cashier.
Just wait till she wipes her ass.
I must say, if she did wipe her ass, I
And
guess
she threw the napkins.
I guess that shows a little class on her part. I will say she had a nice ass. But
Oh my, that was
Whoa.
My Lord.
Whoa, no.
don't ever. She was
She was
a
hideous.
zero piece.
She was hideous. So here's my thing.
I didn't see her face. I just saw her ass.
No face, all ass. So I don't know what you were watching
You're
because I
on a
saw all face, no ass.
I'm putting you in the penalty box. 2 minutes.
2
no
minutes. Shut the
talking.
fuck up. So my favorite part.
Disgusting.
My favorite part is when she grabbed the napkins, knowing she was going to need them,
it was
and then
premeditated.
put them down so she could take her sweatshirt off,
Brother,
keep yelling,
brother, come on.
keep yelling. She knew it.
You
She
don't
was
think
getting
I
ready to
noticed
do.
that?
She was getting ready.
That was fucking
She was yelling,
premeditated.
reached over, grabbed the napkins, moved them over, put them down, started taking the fucking sweatshirt off, dropped trowel. That's when the fucking Tim Hortons dude ran.
Oh, can we get that trend in drop trowel?
Fucking fantastic. She was ready.
I want to know.
Now I'm gonna say this. Obviously, not a very good person.
Oh, disgusting.
Taking a shit
Zero piece.
right there.
John's over here marking out, saying she's a
Right
seven
there in a
piece.
Tim Hortons.
You goddamn zero piece.
But I'm gonna give her.
I'm off the rails, man.
I'm gonna give her
I'm off
something.
the rails.
I'm gonna give her a
Off the
little.
rails.
I'm gonna give her an extra notch for the preparation.
It's premeditated.
It was
And
fantastic.
Look, I want to know. I want to know what.
I want to know
triggers
what
you.
was said.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to know what was said.
I want to know, like, did she order a vanilla latte and they gave her a caramel macchiato?
But see, she didn't have anything
Did she
with
get
it.
Did she
Something
get a,
was wrong.
Did she want a cold brew and they gave her a
Something was
hot
wrong.
brew?
Something was
What
wrong.
I need to know the details. I need to do a little more.
I need to know. I need to find a full video that
'Cause
gets
I wanna
some
know.
sound. Maybe
'Cause
that
look,
didn't have no sound.
Look, we've all gone to Starbucks and they've written our name wrong.
Now
We got
listen,
mad.
I fucking love Tim Hortons. Am I gonna take a shit if I don't get my fucking
God.
French vanilla? I'm not sure. I'm not gonna put it past me.
Hello.
I'm not gonna put it past me.
New segment. What would it take? How bad your penalty? I'm still counting. How? What would it? What? All right. Here's a new segment right here, live, no preparation. We weren't lying. What would it take for you to take a shit in a coffee shop and sling it at the barista? How much? What would it take?
What would it take
It
for me?
might be nothing. You might never do it. But if pushed to that limit, what would it take?
I would have to imagine. Now I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing because
Fictitious.
a lot of this
Because
has never happened.
I can vouch for the three people sitting here, Dick, me, and Oli. We would never do that.
No,
never.
Not gonna happen naturally.
Never. Look, Dick goes.
Dick might do it. Dick might do it.
Dunno.
Don't know. Maybe might happen.
But what would it
If
take?
this
man?
were to happen, I would have to imagine I am on meth, coke. I'm hopped the fuck up on something.
Yeah, something's going
I'm
on.
all sorts of fucked up, okay? Now, the other thing is, I don't have the best stomach, we could say.
Your
say.
gut's a little fucked up.
I got a little shitty gut. Okay? So, I don't how do you want to put that? How do you want to put my gut's a little fucked up? Sure, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
That's the first podcast snort ski right there.
That is. I got a shit gut.
Is it?
Pun intended. I got a shit gut.
Yeah.
When you gotta go, and sometimes I gotta go. So now, if I was hopped up on something and I was just like fiending,
Yeah.
and I went in there and I was just trying to get a little pick me up, and they didn't have it for me, and I had the bubble guts, I might just drop
She didn't
chow.
have the bubble guts. That was a firm
Oh, that was
turd.
solid. Oh, I
That was
know.
a firm turd.
Oh, I know. But listen, we're different people because firm turds like that, that's a hot commodity. That's a hot commodity.
Here's the second question. Here's my perspective. I don't think I could ever do it. I
couldn't do it.
I truly don't.
I couldn't ever do it.
That's
why I'm saying I would have to be highly drugged up.
I will go your route. I'd have to be
highly drugged up.
I'd have to be like out of body experience,
Fiending.
right?
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Who shits on command?
Yeah.
She's like, but
that's why I like the preparation.
Oh, wait,
She knew it
hold
was
on.
coming.
All I
she
gotta do
knew
is
it
grab-
was coming.
all I gotta
Give me
do-
some napkins. It was She grabbed the napkins and what? It was 30, 45 seconds later? I mean, she knew it was happening.
Her asshole was literally conditioned to go, oh, we got some TP in hand? We gonna squirt some out.
All right, here's the deal. And earlier,
He's like, you just
he
tell
said,
me no
I
and
don't
I'll do
know.
it.
Dick may or may not go, right there in front of the barista, but it would have to be a combination of events here. All right, I mean,
tell me a story.
the shitter has got to be closed, obviously. All right.
Oh, so you're mad because the bathroom's broken? Okay.
Number one, bathroom's broken.
Okay.
Number two, I don't know. Maybe I'm drunk and I got dropped off by Uber, so I don't have a ride home.
Why you would set the Uber to drop you off at Timmy H's, I don't know. But hey,
And maybe the power went out. I don't know.
Different strokes for different
But now,
folks.
but now that I'm thinking about it, honestly, I don't know if I could actually shit right there while people are watching.
I could tell you right now, I couldn't shit on command.
Well,
No
that's
way.
the biggest thing. Although I gotta tell you, right now I could probably squeeze one out if you want to see it.
Don't.
I can shit on command.
I think you could. I think you could.
I'm scared to even ask this, but can you prove that?
We go to a Hooters and he'll take a.
And he is pulling his pants down, folks.
Oh, we got our first nudie.
Yeah, first nudie.
I was hoping it'd be
and
the
unfortunately, it was
opposite
right in my
sex,
face.
but,
But luckily, he did not shit.
No, but like we'll go to
But
lunch.
I could have.
No, but no joke. We'll go to lunch and he'll be like halfway through a meal and he'll be like, I gotta go. How does that happen?
I told you.
How does that happen?
My stomach,
My God.
piece of shit. All
And
pun
he's
intended.
gone for like 10, 15 minutes, comes back, food's cold. He's like, he gonna finish eating. Nothing.
Gotta finish eating. So I'm fucking paying for that food. I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah. Disgusting.
What do you want me to do?
It's a disgusting act. You should look. You
gotta go. You gotta go.
remember these people are service industry. These are baristas. They deal with bullshit all day long. They fuck up your order.
They deal with bullshit, not human shit.
Yeah. Well, now that person could say both.
So aside from the preparation of the napkins, my next favorite part was
my God.
how she got up to grab the napkins off of the counter that she'd
my
already
God.
pulled out.
He literally did a crunch.
Yeah, trying to shit.
I
right
hope
here.
you shit yourself live on the air for us. I hope
Well, he might have.
I hope you
He's trying
get
to throw
that
it.
because he got me with 3 times and I almost vomited the 3rd time. That's awful. What are you, almost
We got
40,
about
Dick?
2 minutes before I have to smell. So,
What are you, almost 40? How old are you?
how old are you,
Don't
Dick?
answer that. 36?
I don't remember.
He doesn't know. He's
He's old.
know.
I'm glad you brought up the person.
I had to. That
Here's another thing. When I watch this video, it's grainy. And let's get on the serious side of this. It's a grainy video. I'm going to estimate her age north of 40.
absolutely. Maybe 50.
Is this how people act today?
Yes.
That's alarming.
Not everybody, but yes.
A handful.
Yeah, absolutely.
When
but
is
also
that-
why
when
I
it-
think there was something,
How
there was
does-
some kind of substance in on this.
There's got to
You know,
be because
that's not just a normal, hey,
that's
guess what?
not
Fuck
a-
you.
that's
I'm going to
n-
shit. Why? What's the point? You know?
for me, there's just I wonder like what goes through your mind at that moment where you're like, I'm gonna do this because I think it's acceptable. I think what they've done to me warrants this.
Altered.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't want to see it anymore though. Hopefully this never happens again.
I don't either. And yeah.
That's all I can.
Anyway.
Lady texts the guy 66,000 times
Psycho.
after one date.
One date.
I can play like the first 15, 20 seconds of her audio. I think you just need to hear the first line. Yeah. Let me just play the first line. Did you hear about the story, Dick?
I'm sorry. What was this? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, he's already zoned out. This lady, she went on a date with a guy, and over the span of a certain amount of time, I think it was a month, she decided to text him over 66,000 times.
660,000?
66,000.
Oh, 66,000.
Are you drunk?
I am drunk.
Oh my God. Let me listen. Just
Does
listen.
he have a large cock or what?
Just Jesus, you've come off the rails, Dick. Let me just listen to the first sentence she says. Right, I'm gonna play about 10 seconds so we don't get demonetized because this is now our only source of income.
And there's not even any income.
Oh,
What am I listening to?
No. Oh my God, no, I love him so much. I just want to love him so much, that's it. And if he doesn't like it, then I'll go home and I'll love my ex-boyfriend. What am I supposed to do?
that's it. That's it. That's it. I don't need to hear any more. If he doesn't like the 66,000 messages, I'll just go back and love my ex-boyfriend. This lady
first of all,
this
I'm
lady
kind of
needs some
confused
help.
by what you just played. That wasn't a message to him. It sounded like it was
She
a
was
YouTube video.
She was arrested for this.
Oh, okay. So that sounded like it was a confession or something
Oh, no,
like that.
She said she did it. But she was saying...
Yeah, I just want to make sure. I said confession. You said she did it. So that's the same thing,
That was an
correct?
interview while she was in the yellow jumpsuit. They were asking her why she did it, and she did it out of love, and she said that she loved him. And they asked her, well, what if he doesn't love you back? And then she said, well, if he doesn't love me back, well, I'll just love my ex-boyfriend.
All right.
It's a person that needs some help. He needs some
Definitely. Need some help. For sure.
Need some help. Did you see the one today?
What was it?
Brother Vintage sent us.
Which one?
About the TV. There was the two ladies on the TV show, and she was like, "I'm so proud of myself for beating my sickness of not being able to do anal."
Oh my God! Was that a TV show or was
I
that
think
just
it was
a bad
ripped
porn?
No, I think it was ripped from like a TV show.
Well, but it had to be some kind of TV show about porn stars, because I mean,
It might have been. I didn't think of it
if
that way.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what I thought of.
I just saw two girls in a highly scripted bit, so I was just assuming it TV related. Maybe I know Playboy has the TV channel.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't know
like that.
what it was for, but
But it's literally two girls sitting there, and the one girl is saying how she was coaching the other girl in
Yep.
anal, and she
had a bad experience with
her
it.
first experience.
Yeah.
She ended up in the hospital.
Yep, and they told her she would never be able to do it again.
Now she's acting like this is like, hey, you're never going to be able to conceive a child.
Yeah.
The way she's making
The way she's
sound.
talking.
And she goes, I practiced, I trained.
pushed myself.
And I pushed myself to the limit. And I was able to do anal. And I was so proud of myself because now I've worked all my way up to a double scene.
Yeah.
Dick's got a thought. This is going to be great. This is where we get taken down. This is the end. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be our last episode.
Drunk Dick.
That's it.
When you say double scene, I have some questions for that. Do you mean
What does double mean?
two dudes?
That's it.
Do you
Well,
mean
specifically what?
Two dicks in her ass? Do
One
you mean
hole.
two dicks in her puss? Or
One-
do you mean DP?
God!
And I don't mean Deadpool. I mean
we're getting
some
taken
double
down.
penetration.
We're getting
ass
taken.
and the puss.
God, PETA's gonna
Please help.
PETA's gonna be careening to take this down.
Dick's full hard right now.
Is he?
Dick is ready to
He's
roll.
off the rails.
He is ready to go.
He just signaled to his crotch. There
He's
it is.
drunk.
He
He's touching himself.
He's not. He's turned into a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's now living. He's
blowing
living.
ass.
He's living the persona.
Dick is off the rails.
All he needs is a hood. He needs a
Dick is off the
a
rails.
mask. For those of you that know that, a hood is a term for a Mexican lucha libre mask.
Yeah.
All he needs is a mask, and
needs
he's
a
gonna be a
mask.
full wrestler. He's just gassing you. It's disgusting.
I just had to take a deep breath.
This is where we
and I'm
lose
good
every
for a
listener.
couple
This is
minutes
where we
real quick.
lose
This
everything.
This
This
might
is
be
it.
it. Dick
This is
might have
the
just
end.
ruined it for everybody.
This is the end.
Dick might have just ruined it for everybody.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna come in here and bring a little difference to here, and I think all you've done is ruin it. I think that's
It's not a very nice statement.
I can smell that from over here, and I'm about 10
I
feet
can't
away.
smell it because I'm not breathing.
disgusting.
I'm just slowly letting air out. I'm not breathing in. You don't have to smell anything.
Did something crawl in you and die?
Please
don't speak.
I've been asked
Please
that a lot.
Please just sit there.
No, I want to hear what he has to say.
Oh, God.
I was just going to say a lot of pizza and beer.
Okay, thank God.
A lot of pizza and beer.
Pizza.
A lot of pizza and beer for all the listeners out there.
Also, I
beer.
think there was a fingertip in the pizza tonight.
I also think. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, so here we are.
Yeah.
I know the only thing we didn't wrap up. As far as I know, that we said we were going to talk about was the Laurel and the Yanni.
Yeah, let's finish out.
I hate to talk about it.
I do too, but
I hate to talk about it. So can we just not and say we wrapped it up and just finish?
I just want to play the sound for
Everybody
the people.
knows. Everybody knows. And by the time this shit's actually posted,
at the rate we're going,
old news,
1
baby.
month.
Old news.
to take a page from Bert Kreischer.
1 month.
1 month. At the rate we're going, 30 days.
1 month.
So the three of us here did hear Laurel. We played it for the Canadian.
Yep.
She heard Yanni of all things.
If we haven't established officially, the Canadian
we did
is
episode 1.
Your love interest.
When people say better half, I
Your
think they're
lady.
being facetious. She's completely better than me.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Most people are.
Yeah.
But she's Asian and lives in Canada, so that's why she's a Canadian. I wasn't sure if we had fully established that.
Because I said Canadian episode 1 and you called me out on it.
She did hear Yanni.
And the one that she was playing, unlike ours where it was just playing the audio, hers played, it said Laurel, then played the sound, then said Yanni, then played the sound, so that you knew what you were listening for.
Yes.
And she honestly heard Yanni. It blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because for me, there's no other way of hearing it but Laurel.
Absolutely.
But we also pulled up, if you guys remember, black dress,
reference.
yellow dress. Me and Dick saw black and blue. Brian over here saw gold and white. So
gold and white.
And then
no doubt about it, gold and white.
You can talk about that website you found where you could hear how they mix the two words together.
Yeah,
that's your avenue.
Yeah, so I had found a site where obviously it seems like how they did this was both words are kind of in there, and they're mixing it. So I found a site that has a slider where you can slide it towards one, slide it towards the other, put it in the middle, and you can hear the difference and hear how it kind of came to be. But when it's in the middle, it's kind of that 50-50 where some people hear it one way, some people hear it the other way.
There's a little Y in the beginning and the end. And I think that screws with people. And I think that's how they're hearing it.
And so I got it here to where in the middle, now, we all heard Laurel. The three of us, anyway. So if we go...
I heard Peter.
So if I go all... Shut the fuck up. So if I go all the way over on the slider to Laurel... Laurel. You still hear it, but it's more robotic.
Yes.
Right? So if you go over to Yanni... I'm not even sure that that's really saying Yanni.
I'm not sure what that word is, but yeah.
But you hear it, and it's more robotic. So when you put it in the middle and you mix them, you get the robotic, but you get more of a solid sound. And so how it works is some people are going to hear it one way, some people are going to hear it the other.
The Canadian said maybe it's the way Asian ears are shaped, and yeah, she was half
that's
asleep.
on her.
She was half asleep.
She also was half asleep.
That's what you get.
But
yeah, I mean, if you hear Yanni or Laurel, let us know. If this
don't matter.
If this posted in 4 weeks and it's old news and you don't care, I don't care.
Yeah, basically. Basically, I don't care right now.
So we did get some update on the podcast in general. We did get some music, I believe.
Yeah, well, we have some options. We're working on it, so we're going to be we're basically, this is our third podcast, but we haven't posted anything yet. It's basically what's happening.
I think we can get episode 1.
By the time you hear this, things will be going. I think we'll have it up in the next few days.
Within the next 5 days, I think. Yeah. I think
before, by the time we record episode 4, we should have one posted, and then we'll be on a system where we're getting them up.
We did get the bumper narrowed down. So what we did for the bumper,
We're just finalizing
the bumpers
some things.
that's another word for intro, I believe, right?
It's an open, an
Yeah.
intro, a bumper.
So
whatever
we
you wanna
wanted
call
just
it.
little sound bits from us. So we perused our phones. I saved like every Snapchat. It's unfortunate. And we're just gonna take clips of shit we've said, mashed together. We had 121 minutes. We got it down to 7. Hopefully, Ryan will have it down to about 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Yeah, I will.
here this
It's
week.
easy. Now that it's down to 7, I'll have it down.
And then we'll throw in a few music things. We're gonna polish up this turd and hopefully you like it.
Send it on out.
And guess what? If you don't care, if you don't like it,
We don't care.
I don't care. But once we get on the system, maybe you get this once a week. Maybe get it once every 10 days.
Well-
Guess what? We have real lives, real jobs.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. This is
No,
our
we
only
don't.
source of income.
No, we don't. And we're not even making any money. So
iTunes, Google Play Music will be our 2 biggest
probably
avenues.
try to go
We're
SoundCloud.
trying SoundCloud. That's where you can
at
find
some
us.
point, we'll get to YouTube in the
A
future.
shout out to Desert Saffris. Shout out
Dessert Saffris.
to Taltine.
Gotta have a Taltine.
Yeah, they
Always.
sponsor everything we do. They sponsor my whole life.
Taltine is life.
It's a lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm also going to throw it out to this, the one that I fucked up before where I said the Renegade
City?
was from Lakeland. This is the one that is actually from Lakeland.
Rome City.
This is the Rome City Brew Hub. Fantastic IPA.
Fantastic. Thank you to Dick for being on here tonight. His hair is standing. His beard has come disheveled. Honestly, it looks like you've aged in this podcast, and I'm not sure why I feel that way. But you look awful right now.
I like turtles.
There you have it.
You know what? That's going to be the damn title of this podcast.
I don't think so, but
Probably
we'll see what
not.
happens.
Don't care. We might not even title them. We might just put numbers.
We might.
We don't care.
We might.
I get aggressive at the end.
You do.
I do.
You do.
I don't know why. Dick's asking me why. I don't know.
Well,
I'm done.
good night.
Good night.